All right, that is not. What? Have you seen my logs?
This is his answer for everything. All right, session 40, guys. Have we been playing for a year yet? I know we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a year now, I guess.
It's July-ish time we started playing, but I don't know if it's July or August was the first session. First session was on the 20th of July. Oh, so we're a month out. Wow.
Getting
there. Like you can just tell when you joined the server.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking by the announcement I made in Discord when the thing happened.
July 9th, 2024.
July 9th was the server creation, but we had a couple of weeks before it started.
Yeah, true. Still. Close enough.
All right. So, let's get into this. Fucking chooses now all time to message you. Fuck out of here, man. Anyway.
You're being rude too?
Shut up, dude. So get in the get in the client scope.
Oh right, yeah. Look.
Intro music's playing. Okay. Right. Last we left off, the Wayward Wanderers were heading westwards and seeking an audience with Adriellis of the Naziratelli. However, they took a brief sojourn to an island in the lake south of Ralnibelga. A quick flight and swim later, and they found themselves on this forlorn island, its only inhabitants being a single tree and a small plaque in front of it. Brushing down this plaque and clearing it of its clinging moss, it was discovered that this was written in an old forgotten language, one that Bale recognised as ancient Demwese. A quick cast of comprehend languages later, and they learned that the plaque wasn't a descriptor of the tree or any kind of memorabilia, but contained a small poem, the meaning of which was very much lost on the group. A brief journey back to shore, and a day later they found themselves at the outskirts of the Asamoah woods. At this point, Baylor found it pertinent to sheepishly admit that he didn't exactly know where to go. He had been at the centre of the woods for many years, sure, but smaller intricacies of the woods were lost on him. A couple of days into their treks, and they found themselves a new companion, a three-legged Kushi named Jake. Who knows what more oddities and species they will find within these woods. Wayward Wanderers, I must remind you, every action has a consequence. The Asamoah has been friendly and passive so far, but you know not what dwells within its deepest crevasses. Here, within the crisp morning air and golden light streaking through the sky, what would you like to do?
Sithgan has to take a shit, so he's got to do that.
Morning shit, let's go! So
I wanna get a good spot though, a bit of privacy. If that's all right. Do I see anything in the vicinity?
Roll me a perception check while you take your morning shit.
I love to start sessions out like this. By the way, great.
A 19?
Oh yeah.
Did you go and take your shit near the river?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense, you know.
You head over to the river, take your morning dump, and there's something off about whatever's on the other side of the river. You can't exactly make out too much of it. You can only just barely see the river from where you are. The trees are pretty dense in this woods already. But from the other side of the river, you can, just around the sound of the passing water, you can hear some sort of weirdly distorted pig snorting. And occasionally you get a whiff of something really fucking horrifically strong and sulfuric in smell.
Well, while I'm squeezing everything out, witnessing all of this. I am getting a bit suspicious, so I want to walk back to the group and inform them that there's something weird going on across the river,
Okay.
which I do.
I don't know if we want to do anything about that. Maybe we should avoid the river area for now.
But what if it has to do with anything, you know? Wouldn't it be just good to check out, just to be sure? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something wrong with anyone there, and then, you know, kind of save them, or...
Yeah, we check it out, I guess. It is kind of in the direction we're going anyway.
Well, alright, so... I'm quite a big guy. Maybe I shouldn't check it out. Maybe we should have a little stealthy action going on.
How big is the river? Is it like a small one, or is it like a huge river?
It's pretty wide at this point. The river itself would probably take you a couple of minutes to traverse from one side to the other, whether you're wading or swimming through it.
Wait, Baylor told us that maybe it's not a good idea to go check on it, and you guys are like, we should go? Is that what's happening?
What's happening is that I am suggesting that I think one of us maybe go check it out in a stealthy way. So either Baylor turns into a mouse, or you know, maybe Edwards can do some stealthy shenanigans. I don't know.
How shaded is like woods on that side?
How shaded is it?
Cover from the sun.
It's about the same as where you are now. If I can see what you're sort of like angling at, Sid, you can, as a group, go to like the river side and try to make some kind of group perception check on what is on the other side of the river.
That's
Okay.
probably a good first point to do, yeah.
Alright. Yo, guys, let's just go to the river. Just, for no reason at all.
Alright, let's go check it out. If it's something that looks dangerous, we're just going to leave it. If it's somebody that needs help, let's see what the situation is.
All right, roll me a group. Actually, are you guys approaching this riverbed stealthily?
I'd say we're trying to not make too much noise, I'd say.
Okay, roll me a group
I mean-
stealth check first, then.
I am, but at the same time, I'm really watching the floor, so I don't step in my own shit. All right, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, that's probably a good shout.
It's still pretty good. Hey,
You rolled the wrong one.
but not that good. All right, right. I was already thinking this makes no sense. Not bad. Hey, there we go.
Okay, right. So,
Wait, question. Why the fuck do I have disadvantage on stealth when I click on it?
You really
No
do not want
armor
to step in my poop.
proficiency. Interesting.
man, why does Sid have disadvantage on stealth?
So I'm looking out where to step.
Oh,
Right?
okay,
I don't
okay.
want to step in my own shit.
You deliberately roll a disadvantage. Okay.
Is that a thing? Basically, if you don't have armor proficiency, you get disadvantage on acrobatics, athletics, sleight of hand, and stealth.
If you are wearing a armor without the proficiency for it, yes. You
I'm
aren't
not
wearing any
armor.
armor.
That's why I'm like, why the fuck am I getting that disadvantage?
You should. Your roll doesn't have it.
Because I removed it.
Oh, right. Okay.
But all my rolls of these doesn't matter. Then let's just move on.
All right. Well, you make it up to the river and you've sidled up somewhat stealthily. Now, for those of you that do want to try and see what's on the other side, roll a perception check. Okay. Sid and Anxie. All of you are pondering across, but there's two of you catch a whiff of something, a smell. Similar to what you smelled before, Sid, where it just smell something catches on the air occasionally that's incredibly pungent and like sulfuric, which is odd considering the setting, and somewhat disturbing. And Anxie, you, at like a hair's glance between the trees, see at some point something bipedal sort of like squat run between the trees just for a brief second. You saw it was upright, it had smallish, stubby arms, its ass was kind of sticking out, and it was like, its legs were like, it was sort of like waddling, but like running. It looked like it was just like, just not proper posture for like a humanoid. It was like some kind of like squatted run. That's the best I can describe it for you.
Okay, I use telepathic speech on Baylor and basically share the information I've just gathered.
Would this be something I know about?
Roll a history check to see if you can remember.
Do I get advantage because it's in my forest?
I'm going to say no on this one.
Can I guidance it?
Yes. Okay, it's a 19. You can't exactly remember what this descriptor might be of. Not physically, at least. But the one thing that does trigger something within your memory is the description Anxie gave of what she was occasionally smelling. Something sulfuric in nature. Like the smell of sulfur. That's something that's definitely not native to here.
Weird.
And you recall being told that there are certain species of lesser demons and devils that exist within the forest in small pockets.
I'll share that with the group. There are lesser demons and devils here and there in the forest. And with what you're smelling, that could be what we've detected the other side of the forest, or the other side of the river. Dax, to you, what is the druid's general reaction to, or how do they deal with these?
Well, you know that anything that exists within this forest exists with the will and the sort of like acceptance from the Naziratelli. Literally nothing could ever stand to their power, and anything that is here, at the very least, has not been removed. That doesn't indicate however much whichever of the druids like them. You do happen to remember that of the Naziratelli, different ones would have their preferences for different races of creatures and beasts that lived within the forest. Some just preferring the more passive herbivores, some of them sort of like regularly spending time around the hunting carnivores like the Kushi. But you don't recall anyone having a particular fondness for any of these more demonic residents.
Okay. At this stage, I don't think it's anything we should be too worried about. Maybe just leave it be. Unless we notice it's following us or something.
All right. Shall we get going then?
Yeah. Let's move on. We've got a lot of ground to cover today.
Anxie, what's the time?
It was supposed to be 5 a.m. when we woke up, so maybe 6.
Okay, yeah, take an extra hour for waking up and you guys having this little investigation. So it's 6 right now. Mood Wanderers, where to?
Which direction is the river going in?
It's going where you can see it. If you zoom
I mean,
in,
which is the flow? I mean,
it's heading eastwards.
okay. Should we head west then?
Yeah, let's head west.
Okay, that's 1 hour.
It's probably worthwhile checking out that point of interest.
I want to say I really want to know what's in the point of interest, but I'm also concerned about time.
It's only a 2-tree tile, so it's not super bad to get there. Only an hour. There and back.
With Baylor leading the group, it will just take 1 hour to enter into there. One of you roll me a d20.
Flat. Go.
Andros got there first. 16.
Andros first.
You keep an eagle eye out for any kind of like creatures around. You all are at all times. Andros, you're able to spot around to like the northwest. You see that the trees get significantly denser and that there's quite a number of cobwebs lining the lower branches of the trees where there wasn't in previous forest that you've been in so far.
Some spooters.
That's northwest, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, considering we're probably going to get into a fight if we go northwest, do you want to check out that point of interest and then head into a fight?
Well, we could potentially avoid the fight. Let's check out the point of interest here, and then move here after.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 1 hour down to the point of interest. So, as you're walking around within this hex, you come across a small group of carbuncles that have situated themselves atop a small, like, little rocky outcropping. Carbuncles, for those of you that don't remember, are small, low to the ground, and sort of like flattish armadillos that have different kinds of gems embedded within their forehead. They have a couple. Each of them have a couple of different colors, but they seem to be keeping a careful eye in the northerly directions, both northeast and northwest. They spot your group approaching, give you a sort of like look over, and then continue to keep an eagle eye in those northerly directions.
But one of you asking what they're keeping an eye out for. Is it something we should be careful of as we head north?
Sid, do you want to have a chat with these guys?
Yeah. Right. So do I do my little ritual,
Mm-hmm.
which might look strange from. But yeah, I'm prepared. I approach the carbuncles. How many are there?
There's like 5 of them.
Greetings, my fellow forest dwellers.
As soon as you say anything towards them, each of them sort of like look down in your direction and sort of like give you a wide-eyed look.
Oh, yeah, hey,
Hello.
all's good. I'm not here to eat you or anything or steal your gems. Don't worry. I just want to have a simple chat. What's up? Anything interesting going around in this place?
We keep watch.
You keep what? You watch what? Keep watch of what?
Watch for spider.
Spiders?
Invaders.
Invaders? What? You have some spider problems?
Always spider problem.
Oh, well, it's a real bummer. What did these spiders do to you?
Invade.
Right. I see. Hmm.
Always
Well-
like to take
Take what?
carbuncle.
Wait, you had spiders taking your brethren, your brothers, your sisters.
Yes, that's why we here go warn others if see.
Oh. Sit turns around towards the group to be kind of like, yo, guys, they're being harassed by spiders. So, you guys want to help them out? And then I quickly turn to the carbuncles again. One second, guys. I'll just talk to our friends. Maybe we can take care of the spiders for you. Spiders are no big deal to us. We're in the spider killing business. And I turn back to the group.
I just ask, how big are the spiders?
I turn back to the carbuncles. How big are these spiders?
Really big, massive.
I turn back to the group. They're really fucking big.
Do you have a sense of scale? I mean, they're pretty small, so little spider's pretty big to them.
How many bananas big is the spider?
Banana for scale.
Right, that's great. I love that, Baylor. I love that. I turn back to the carbuncles. How big are they? Bananas. Speaking. How if there were bananas, how many bananas are we talking?
Don't know banana, but spider is 3 carbuncle.
3 I turn back to the guy. He's saying he doesn't know bananas, but he's saying 3 carbuncle big.
That's pretty big to that.
How many bananas is that?
A lot of bananas.
Carbuncle looks like one banana, I think.
Carbuncle's 1 banana? No.
Do we want to mess with what's happening in the forest, though?
Well-
Not particularly. If they think the spiders are invading, then there's a good chance the spiders are in the wrong place. They're not supposed to be in this part of the forest.
I think they are, though. They're
Thing
so
is-
adorable.
If the spiders aren't affected like the ones we found previously, we could talk to them and ask them what they're doing. They might
We
be
could
immediately hostile.
have a chat with the spiders. At the same time, I'd be a little bit worried about how Valmoira will act or react, should I say, if we deal with the spiders instead of reporting it to her.
I mean, we don't have to deal with them. We just talk to them and go past.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we just talk to them, we should be okay. But if we had to attack them, Valmoira might be very upset with us.
Well,
But
we
we'll
could
see how
go
they
to the
react to the
spiders. We could go to the spiders and then just ask them not to attack or invade the carbuncles, right? It's a great idea, actually. We'll just talk to them.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, if we're heading north, it's either spiders or demons. One or the other.
I turn back to the carbuncles again. All right, my little friends. We're gonna we're gonna go towards the spiders. Have a little chat with them. Which way are they?
They north
North. All right. Well,
in
thanks.
River Pinch.
In River Pinch, whatever that means. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Stick around. I'd say. Good job on the watching and such. I'll see you later. Yo, guys, they're at the north, at the River's Pinch.
They might mean if you see look north, it's like a turn in the river. Like it goes over itself.
Yeah. So
That
there.
they're orbital to the right. I think if we just head north to that tile, we'll see there.
So if we go here and then there, that'll explore a little bit of that for us as well.
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
Okay, so this is 1 hour. This is a three tree tile, which means it would take 4, but Baylor reduces that to. Wait, is that what I wrote down? Hold on. Exploration. 3 trees equals 4 hours, and Baylor reduces that by 1 hour. So this is 3 hours into. You want to go top right, yeah?
Sure.
So it's 12.
12 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Not midday just yet, but close.
Okay, what do we
See
see?
anything?
Oh, we got here.
Oh, spiders with decks.
Sorry. As you enter this sort of like more densely forested area, you notice quite a couple things. A lot of the sort of like regular like little bird chirps or like little snapping of twigs in the distance that you've heard throughout the forest so far come to a complete halt. And these spider webs that Andros saw on around the proximity of this hex get a bit more prevalent as you get deeper and deeper into the middle of this hex. There's quite a lot of cobwebs around like the first layer of branches, not necessarily all the way up into the canopy, but along like that first level where like you assume a bunch of them are skittering across.
Do we hear anything? Like, do we hear the spiders skittering?
Roll a perception check.
Is that all of us or just Baylor?
Just Baylor for now, and you can guidance yourself if you want. A 23. You don't spot any spiders immediately. You look carefully around and you do note that there have been quite a few spiders coming through here recently. Not necessarily through like tracks or anything, but you see sort of like in the trees where certain of the smaller branches have been like lightly snapped to like allow for like ease of movement throughout that lower section of canopy.
Have the branches being freshly snapped? Like, are they still
Yeah, so like there's
wet?
Yeah, exactly. There's like you can sort of like vaguely track the path that a lot of spiders are like walking along up in those lower branches. It's only the smaller, thinner ones that have been snapped. The thicker ones that form like their walking paths are still there firmly.
If we look at the webs, can we sort of determine where they might be nesting or which direction it is? Do the webs get thicker towards a certain point?
Both northeast and northwest, it starts to get more thick. There is still some to your west as well, but it's approximately the same as where you are now.
Probably want to head northeast, then looks fitter than northwest.
How many trees on this tile? Is there a 2 tree or
That
3
is a
tree?
2-tree tile.
So that's an hour. Okay, what do you guys think?
I think we head to the hour time northeast.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's go there. You're able to notice that the spider webs to your northwest now are vastly more dense than they were anywhere else.
That's where the point of interest is.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ambience where we are now the same as where we were on the previous X?
Ambience in what do you mean?
Like the birds, the general sounds in the forest, are they still? Is it quieter here?
Yeah, it's very much dead. You can just about hear the river to the east of you, but that's it. Outside of that, it's very silent. Uncomfortably silent.
Should we go to this point of interest? This is also where you said the spider webs are much more dense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a spider nest, so we want to head there. But it might be worth how long to speak when was this?
This will be a 4-hour tile because it's 3 trees, 4 hour, plus a hill, which is an extra 1 hour, minus the one from shift. So this will be 4
We probably
hours.
won't be ready to cast Speak of Animals. I'm guessing the spiders we would be happy for just about 10 minutes. Which you're casting it.
I can instant cast it.
Yeah, so I mean, just be ready to do that, I guess, if we encounter him. I think we head that way.
Everyone in agreement?
I concur.
Just one question. The one we are in took us 1 hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So everyone in agreement with going northwest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, making your way, you notice that this region gets significantly hillier and, again, more dense in its woods. The foliage that you had previously seen on the ground, like small bushes, small like shrubberies and things like that, all completely cease, and it's just a very barren area. Despite the vast amount of trees, it feels like nothing lives here. Save for the lower canopy overhead, you see an incredibly dense network of spider webs connecting virtually every tree and creating pretty much like a ceiling over top of you. You all start to notice and hear, not necessarily like skittering, but you can see the imprints of the spider's legs in the spiderweb overhead. you can see where they're walking, and at this point you see innumerable amounts of them. We're talking like 20 plus spiders skittering all in various directions.
So
How big are
behind
they that we can that compared to us?
Compared to you guys, they'd be big enough to be considered medium creatures. They're definitely bigger than the carbuncles you saw before.
It's like 8 bananas.
They're approximately like 3 times the size of a carbuncle. As you continue to roam around under this dense spider ceiling above you, you come to a tree that looks pretty central. And even through the dense spiderweb, as you look above, it looks like it's been snapped just above where the spiderwebs are. And this is like a big, thick tree. You sit here in the silence for a bit, painfully aware of all the things around you. And then you all hear a voice bouncing off the trees around you.
Who would be foolish enough to come to my lair? Foreign invaders, here to steal what we've claimed.
Above you, which is where you hear this voice coming from, you see, where you've seen the legs of the spiders imprint into the spiderweb before, you see initially 2 giant imprints very far apart. As you can just vaguely see, like, the light that was coming through starts to get blotted out a bit as something has moved in between the sunlight and this spiderweb canopy.
This is probably one for you, Bailey.
I'm just thinking what to say.
Probably avoid mentioning Fabricure here as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys heard that, right?
Yeah, we heard that. I'll shout out hello, but in Druidic.
Ooh, okay.
In hopes that the spider doesn't necessarily understand the language, but recognizes the language. And then in common, I am Baelor of the Nadratelli, and I'm traveling through the forest.
Baelor, I know not your name, and I know that the Nadziratelli have no pups of their own. Yet you speak their language. Why do you try to deceive me?
I'm not deceiving you. I am of the Nadratelli, but I am not their own pup. I was adopted by the druids.
Why have you come?
I'm traveling through the forest with my friends to go back to meet with Adrielis.
Your words seem of truth. But any member of the Nadziratelli would know that you do not wander so easily into a spider's web.
You're right. But I'm wondering why you're out in this area of the forest.
This is ours. Don't you see? Everything you can see belongs to us. You might want to speak with me with reverence, boy. I'm not in the best of moods.
I'm sorry, I mean no disrespect. We're just investigating, as some carbuncles we met earlier seemed quite worried about invading spiders into their area.
Oh, yes, those little pests. Ever so eager to stop us from claiming what is ours. You best heed not to them, the weak little things they are, beneath us all.
I'll turn to the group and I'm not going to whisper so much as speak very low. I don't want my S's and T's to be very pronounced like in a whisper, and I'll just say, this is too big for us. Let's just secure passage through here and report this to Valmora.
I just shrug and you'll do it. Follow your lead.
I'll speak loudly again. Back up to the spider. I'm very sorry for disturbing you on this day. If you allow us passage through your claimed territories, we'll be on our way, and we'll ensure not to disturb you any further.
Where are you bound, young pup?
We're going to the Eversplendor.
Yet again, your words seem like truth, but they're lost of any sort of intelligence. You wander into my territory, claiming to be of the people that own these lands, that know it inside and out. Yet you walk yourself into a dead end and ask for safe passage.
As you pointed out earlier, I'm a pup. And I don't know the ins and outs, the territories of the forest. I'm just seeking passage to get back home.
Then you would do best to go the way you came and not look back. You might not like what you find skittering after you.
I ask that you allow us to go west through your territory, and it will be of no hassle and no bother to you further.
I ask that you stop asking questions. Heed what I have told you. Go back the way you came, lest you end up wrapped up.
Do we understand
to see her
everything that's
try.
said?
Yeah, all of you guys. It's a feminine voice, but it's speaking in common.
Okay.
I'm getting antsy.
No, it's okay. Chill. Baylor hears in his head. She doesn't seem to be eager to let us go, but if you don't mind me making her, I might be able to suggest to her that she lets us. It would help us for the next couple of hours, but after that she'll be aware of what's happened.
I'd say it's worth a shot.
Okay.
Worst thing happens, we might need to defend ourselves.
Okay. I'll be using suggestion on her. And since it's a psionic spell, I'll be casting it with sorcery points, and it will be subtle and without any
Ooh.
components.
Oh, I love it.
Can you ping it into the chat for me, one quick? I just need to read the description of it.
Yeah, I'm scrolling for it. The fuck?
So what is the range of it?
Just a second. 30 feet.
If you've walked up and you're like next to Baylor, yeah, you would be in range for this. Okay. Well, allow me to roll then.
I guess I'm gonna suggest the course of action afterwards then.
Um,
I'll have innate sorcery up before that happens. So I'll have DC of 16.
okay. Suggest your course of action first, actually.
So I'll suggest that she sees the truth in his voice, and she knows that since he's part of the Nazir Tele, she has to let us go. So in the suggestion, how do I fucking word it?
Does have to be 25 words, so
Yeah, no, I know.
You could just say like, yeah, we're more hassle to deal with. It's best just to ignore us.
Yeah. I'm just trying to suggest it as in put reason behind it, so she'll be more inclined. So yeah, it's something like, I suggest you let us go, since dealing with the rest of the druids would be even more troublesome, and this would seem like the best to do now.
okay.
If she succeeds, I'll be using silvery barbs.
You hear a annoyed grumble in her whatever voice it is.
Fine. Westward you will go, and you will not look back. Don't let me catch you in our neck of the woods again.
Thank you for your consideration. We will make haste. And I'll quickly nudge the party to follow me and head westward as quick as we can.
Okay. This is a 2-hour hex journey over.
Two hours. Oh yeah, okay.
Are there still a lot of cobwebs where we are now?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Northwest, Ben.
Yeah.
You go northwest?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just 1 hour?
Cobwebs here still?
Yes. Though slightly less than where you just were.
Wait, 1 hour to leave her place or afterwards?
It was 1 hour to get from the last one to this one.
Which was okay. Thank you.
Can we look over the river and see how it looks the other side of it? To the west.
Yeah, if your group wants to sidle up, make a group perception check for spying what's over the river. So, making your way to the river and taking a peek over. You notice that the next area is considerably more wooded and it's quite hilly and goes quite vertical. The trees look a little different. They sport fauna that doesn't look quite right. It's like the floral bits that are on different trees just seem a bit too vibrant. But none of you can get a glimpse of whatever creature may lie beyond this river.
I mean, I'm guessing this river is the same one we went past before that just snakes around. So we're gonna have to cross over this at some point.
Yeah, we do have to cross over.
So it makes sense to cross over into that point of interest and check it out as we go.
Everyone in agreement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a 4-hour. Well, actually, traveling through the river takes an hour in of itself. Or getting to the river and traveling over it. So, as you start to wade through the river, can each of you roll me an athletics check, please? As you wade/swim through the river.
Easy.
I'm so athletic.
And this is where
Hey,
the
we're
bad
feeling
rolls
it.
are. Anxie
I
seems to
can do-
somewhat storm ahead further and faster than everyone else. But the rest of you sort of like slogging your like waist through it initially comes to like waist point, but as you get to like the center of the river, for most of you it's sort of like on the upper side of your torso, like close to shoulders, but you're still able to just about touch the ground. Sid, while it doesn't pose much of a difficulty to you to actually do this, you're still somehow lagging behind Anxie a little, who maybe is just a bit more motivated than the rest of you to get out of this river.
Sid thinks that Anxie is showing off a bit.
And I am.
As you start to make your way through the central parts of the river, Baylor, you feel a something snaps and like scratches and like claws at your leg. Sid, the same for you, and Andros, the same for you as well. Something within the water is gnashing at your legs, and each of you take 8 points of slashing damage. Do you want to attempt to either try to attack or in some way like strain or apprehend whatever it is that's biting you, or do you want to power through and try to reach the other side of the river before the next attack comes?
Can I tell roughly where it is, like within 5 foot, like where the thing that bit me is?
Within 5 feet, whatever it was snapped at you and moved away too quickly for you to be able to properly get a good grasp on where it was.
Okay, how far are we from the river's edge?
If you push, you were just like a minute away, but you get a feel with like one good push. Hopefully, you can try to push out of this before another swarming attack comes in.
Yeah, let's get out of the water.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Okay. Each of you roll me an athletics check again, please.
Oh, can I put my head underwater as well and just say, "Oi, stop that"?
You can, yeah. I'll do that in a sec.
Another one.
Did everyone do it again? You did. Okay. Significantly better rolls this time.
Yeah. And mine is motivated by anxious swimming, so fucking, you know.
However, Baylor, you take another
Baylor.
5 points of slashing damage as something grabs and like feels like rips a chunk out of your other leg. Andros, as this is going down and you see Baylor sort of yelp from the pain, you dip your head into the water and you see what looks to be some sort of aquatic snake with a really like oversized jaw and jutting out teeth. And what do you say to it again?
I say, "Oi, stop that."
It just sort of like it instantly snaps its head and looks at you and says,
Prey that talks? Oh, it must be extra tasty.
and is going to attempt for one more attack on you, which it misses actually with an incredibly
Can I
low roll.
Can I try to attack it?
Sure. Using what?
What's the best way to kill a fish?
Eldritch Blast.
Any electricity spells you have?
Yeah, that might kill me as well.
Good point.
I will summon my spirit of death next to it.
Oh shit, okay.
What the fuck is your spirit of death? That sounds fucking extreme.
Oh fuck, okay.
And I will have that attack.
Okay, roll
I can find the
an
thing.
attack then.
So I'll try to find it in the setting. It attacks twice because of multi-attack.
Oh shit.
It's like the sheet is defaulting to the old sheet for some reason. Yeah, the sheet's just wiped itself. Okay, that's odd. 1 second, try it again. How do I add an existing character from my characters list to the game?
There should be like a little thing on it, on the character sheet itself, inside your vault, and there should be like add to campaign.
Just if I click on the character sheet on the main characters page, I get the actual sheet. But if I click it on the characters tab, I get the old sheet.
The fuck?
Does this show in the chat?
Yes, it does.
Can you
Okay,
stream?
at least it works. Okay.
Yeah.
So 21-25.
All right. Well, that does hit. Is that a nat 20?
No, 18-14.
Oh yeah, an 18. Oh damn. Okay, roll damage.
The damage button isn't doing anything. So okay, 1 second. The damage is 1d8 plus 7. I think.
All right. And it's necrotic damage. Oof.
22.
Only the first one hit.
Wait. I got 21-25.
Oh, I didn't see the second attack. I'm fucking dumb. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it's
21,
multi-attack,
25.
yes.
They do both hit. 22 damage. Yeah, instantly, as your spirit of death reaches out and like slashes at this thing, you watch as this sort of like disgustingly long snake just sort of like gets slashed at one end with its head chopped off and slashed at the other end with its tail end of being chopped off. So you've cut it into some fine sashimi at this point. And
Can I grab it and just say, like, we've got dinner sorted?
Yeah, you can grab the 3 of the pieces as you wade your way out, and you guys just about make your way to the other side. So this is 5, 6. This is 5 hours for you to travel to here.
With the water one, or
Yeah, it's with the water. This is 5 hours.
so it's 25.
Oh, it's like damn near close to nighttime. Okay.
Yeah, we need to sleep.
As you've trekked into this sort of area, and as it starts to get towards nighttime, you notice that a bunch of the flora that was around, that you noticed was oddly vibrant before, starts to glow in the night light. While the rest of the forest seems to be starting to sleep, areas in this part of the woods seem to be coming to life. Plants moving in ways that you wouldn't expect them to move.
Sleep trippy.
You could swear you hear something just at the edge of your, like, at the edge of your periphery, but it's just seems like it's always just out of reach. You're atop a sort of like hilled region, and as you walk deeper and deeper in, you still don't have any sign of whatever creatures may be around here. But the plants and the flowers, mostly somewhat bulbous in nature, some seem to be undulating as if they have their own heartbeat. Wayward Wanderers, what are you doing?
Is this something I would have been told about? This area of the forest,
Roll a history check for me,
given
Baylor.
its uniqueness. And I'll guidance that if I can.
Mm-hmm. A 12. You try to recall back to the many, many lectures that you sat through from each of the Nadziratelli, each of them wanting to tell you their favorite parts of the forest. There are so many oddities to this forest that, even as magnificent and oddly disturbing as this one may be, there's nothing that you can recall that sticks in your head and pairs to this one.
Is there anything threatening looking?
Each of you make me a perception check, please.
Oh boy. Actually rolling well today. One.
Each of you starts to get a more confident sense that you're being watched. Not only
Right.
watched, but in some kind of way toyed with. Like whatever is watching you is right close by, but is always dancing and staying just out of your visual purview.
I whispered to Baylor, can you cast detect magic? I think there's something like the invisible.
Mm. I can, and I will.
Okay. You cast detect magic. Outside of the ground itself, damn near everything you can see is magical. The trees, the flowers, the canopy above, everything seems to be teeming with some kind of magic.
Can you tell what school it is?
It doesn't have a school of magic in the sense that something has been cast on it. The things, all the things that you see are just innately in some way magical.
I'd like to cast something as well.
Okay.
I'll cast Detect Thoughts, but instead of the usual thing we use it for, I'll use Sense Thoughts, basically. Which would allow me to sense the thoughts of creatures that are 30 feet away from me, basically. I'm just trying to make sure whether they're like thinking creatures around us.
That's what spell is this again? This is
Detect Thoughts, and it's Sense Thoughts. Basically, it's the second sentence in
Can you
the
ping detect
spell.
thoughts in then?
Oh, I didn't? Sorry. Here you go.
Thank you. You sense the presence of thoughts within 30 feet
Yep.
of yourself that belong to creatures that know languages or are telepathic. Okay.
The problem is you don't read them, you just know they're there.
Yeah, but that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's useful. You just let me Dex know.
Yeah, I said it earlier.
Okay. So, Anxie, you cast Detect Thoughts.
You don't have to roll.
Oh, yeah. As you push your mind outwards to try and feel the thoughts of whatever beings may be around you, you, for fractions of seconds at a time, feel something just on the edge of the spell that you've cast. Never long enough to just catch a thought, but it really starts to feel like whatever's around you is definitely something here, and it's playing with you. It knows what you're doing. It's playing off of your insecurities. It knows that you're worried about whatever's around. And just occasionally, as you just about feel thought, just as it enters, you hear and feel the occasional laughter. A mocking kind of laugh.
Something is definitely toying with us, guys.
Yeah, it's probably
It's rather
some
confident
Fey-
in itself.
It's probably
Yeah.
some Fey stuff.
Yeah.
The moment we see like something, though, I can banish it, and it will just banish it back to the Fey plane. We just need to see it.
Well, it's almost midnight. Which is something that you wouldn't have exactly noticed, because even though the canopy above you is somewhat dense, you're still rather illuminated by a lot of the plants and the flora that is around. Whether it's the shrubbery presenting some kind of flower that's got like a little crystal in the center, or some sort of bulbous pink like plant that seems to be just like having its own heartbeat up in the canopy above you. The area here is illuminated and you are not impaired by any kind of like dim light.
Should we just camp here and just see what happens?
Yeah, I feel like it.
How long does Detect Thoughts last?
Um,
Just like a minute or something?
think so. I'm checking. Usually it's a minute, so I would assume so. It's just I'm not sure why it doesn't say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Wayward Wanderers, what are you doing?
We need to set up camp anyway. Might as well do it here. It's the worst that could happen.
In this forest?
Yeah.
We do need sleep. So, as much as I don't want to set up camp here, I think we need to set up camp here for now.
I
think,
really want to set up a camp here.
Yeah, let's set up camp here, but let's do double watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as we're cooking the eel I caught as well, I just make sure to cut its stomach open and give Baylor back the piece of his leg.
So, as you start to try to prepare the campfire for this eel that you're about to cook, you gather some like loose nearby sticks, group them together. Who's lighting it?
The what? The fire?
Yeah.
I actually have a lot of experience with that, so I don't mind doing that.
All right. Knowing that Baylor can literally conjure flames with a snap of his fingers, Cedric thinks, nah, I got this, and starts to create a fire by hand, which he does actually do pretty quickly. Getting the small bits of tinder, as you know, and rapidly rubbing a stick back and forth, you create the friction and heat necessary, and it catches fire. Sid, you sort of like look around proudly, thinking, fuck yeah, I'm the man. As you turn to look back at your campfire, it's no longer on fire.
You do know I have Sizzle with me, by the way, right?
Sizzle crawls out of your armor and sees the campfire that you set. Sort of like smirks that you couldn't do it, says in your mind, it's like,
If you need fire, you could have just asked.
and he sort of crawls down your arm and sort of like blows a little bit of fire. And as he turns around to like look at you, you see, because he's looking up at you, you're looking down towards him and the fire. You watch as he turns around, the fire gets blown out.
I see this
guys?
and recognize it's probably the things playing this.
Yeah.
I activate my void flame longsword and set fire to the fire using void flame.
Okay. You use your
Can't be put out.
Actually getting ready to fireball.
you use the
Nah.
you're using the charge of your void flame longsword that takes a week to recharge to light a
It's
you-
campfire.
Worth it?
It's not weekend, I think.
Pretty sure it's a week. It's either a week or 3 days. I can't remember, one or the other. Let me find
Once
it.
per
Same
3
thing.
days.
Once per 3 days. Okay, yeah.
Oh, we're going for days.
A week
separately,
is 9
yeah.
days. It's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so
God.
I'll do that, and I will set the fire on fire using this.
Okay. The black flames that emit from your long swords, you ignite it and you lower your sword down to touch it. And there you feel triumphant. The tinder and the loose branches start to burn with black flames that catches around. And there it burns for all of 30-ish seconds. And then as you're going into your bag to get the eel, it's snuffed out.
Ah, that's the longer one spells. That's interesting.
Baylor, with your passive perception and seeing everything that's been going on, this time it just got blown out, you heard somewhere from behind you in the tree line from where this small clearing is, it's as if you heard like a child cupping his hands around his mouth and blowing hard.
Oh, I've got an idea. Cedric, can you try setting the fire again?
There's definitely somebody here. Somebody we can't see.
is.
I'm looking at Sizzle. I don't know.
Yeah, I just asked you. Can somebody try setting it again?
Sizzle sets fire to the
And
fire again.
As he's setting fire to it, can I stealthily cast minor illusion to make it look like it's still on fire?
You know what? How long does minor illusion last?
1 second. 1 minute. I can just recast it because it's cantrip.
As the fire catches fire, you cast minor illusion, and the flame sort of like you sort of see like two flames on top of each other. Within a couple of seconds, Baylor, you hear again because you're listening out for it this time. You hear the and you watch as the flame gets snuffed out, but the illusion stays.
I just act as if the fire's there, so I start cooking.
You put the eel in the pan and you put the pan over the fire, and it just like it's stone cold.
I just want to see how it reacts, to us not caring.
Yeah, I want to see if it realizes it's an illusion or if it tries to blow out the illusion.
So I keep maintaining it for the next few minutes.
As the minor
reactions?
illusion persists, Baylor, you don't hear the huffing and puffing from somewhere in the tree line. Notably, the second time, it came from a completely different angle. Like, not anywhere that you had heard it from before, or even remotely close.
So it's moving non-stop. Is it time we try to speak to it?
Maybe.
Hello? You having fun? Anything?
As you turn and say this towards the sort of like tree line, a shiver runs up your spine as you hear, as if something was like literally right next to your ear. You just hear like a child's giggle in your ear. Like literally as if something came and pressed its lips right against your ear. You hear it, it makes you jump for a second because it's right fucking there, but you look and there was nothing.
Okay, that was cool. You're very sneaky. I basically look around while being extremely excited by what's happening because it's so weird.
I'm still just pretending to cook.
I bet.
As you continue there pretending to cook, Andros, you're watching your own minor illusion of the campfire, and the flame sort of like licking up around the pan that you've got. And then you watch as at one point the eel in the pan catches fire. It just suddenly combusts and turns fire out of nowhere.
I just nod. Like, that's good. It's actually cooking now. I say it'll be ready in about 15 minutes, everyone.
You turn and look, and like the fire that's like on the eel is like really starting to like burn it quite fast. It's like getting charred all over.
I hope you're like, well done.
Unfazed. Well, if we're not doing anything about it, I'll just cast my subaberration and I'll start learning deep speech while all that's happening. Because, Well, seems like a waste of time trying to do anything about the fire situation.
Describe to me what this aberration looks like.
Ah. Oh, the one I'm currently learning from, it's basically how Anxi imagines the creature that Andres dreams of, the one with the jagged smile.
Oh.
But what everyone else sees is a giant eye creature that's floating with one eye in between of its face and a jagged smile and some tentacles around it.
Yeah, every time you summon it, Andros just looks a bit concerned.
Yeah, that's my friend.
How much HP does it have?
Oh, quite a lot. I think it's 40.
Okay.
Those are rookie numbers.
Well, for most of us are not. Yeah, it's 40.
So you've cast the summon aberration. Mark off a spell slot for it. Make sure all you guys are marking off
Yeah.
spell slots for spells you've cast today.
I've been doing it,
Good,
yeah.
good. And you begin to start learning underspeech. And is that what it's called? I keep deep speech. Just, yeah, undercommon and deep speech. I'm just like mixing them up. You start to learn deep speech again, picking up from where you left off. The being that you know is sort of like it's a similar being that's come back a couple of times now, and it's got you realize somewhat of a personality, not much of one, but like you know that it knows you're learning, and so it like automatically picks up on this straight away. And you just start learning. You get about 5 minutes in though, however. And as you're like looking at this thing and like speaking to it, you watch as like a tiny little hand comes over the shoulder of the aberration and taps on its shoulder. And as the aberration spins around, it then instantly poof disappears in like a little puff of smoke.
That little hand, is it like a hand of a creature? Is it mage hand? If it's someone's hand, can I speak to them telepathically?
It is the hand of a creature, so you are able
Yeah.
to
Bait it.
get in its mind.
Oh, hello there. Now we're talking, aren't we?
Hey!
You've been having fun.
Get out!
No. You just killed my learning. I'd like to learn from you now.
No, I didn't kill anything.
Didn't you?
No.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Anxi. Nice to meet you.
I'm not telling you who I am.
Unfortunate. Why are you hiding?
Why are you in my head? Get out!
No.
It's so rude.
Right, isn't it? You've been rude to us. It's time we're rude to you.
I've not been rude.
Really?
No, I would never.
Then I'm not rude either. I'm
Yes,
just
no,
making
no,
friends.
you can't say that. Yes, you are.
I'm not saying it. You're just hearing it from somewhere, aren't you?
But yeah, but like I know it's you.
No, you don't. You don't know what I sound like. Well, you probably do, but
And see, what's your AC?
not a lot. 10.
As you say, it's not me. A little stone comes out of the tree line and bonks you in the forehead. It is you! You take 1 point of damage.
Okay, you caught me. It is me.
Yeah, now get out of my head. This is my place.
Oh, is that your home?
No, this is my head. Get out.
Oh, unfortunate. Well, I don't wanna.
What?
You've been having fun with us. I'd like to have fun with you now.
That's not how this works.
It's exactly how it works. It's not my fault you got baited, is it? You don't have to answer. So, what's this place? It's very pretty.
Well, thank you. I do my best. But I'm more interested in what you're doing here.
Well, you see, we're going towards the druids because one of our friends is their
Oh,
family.
no. I don't care why you're here. I want to
Oh.
know what you are doing here.
Me.
You're far from your home.
You know where my home is?
It's
They
the same
cannot
as
sense I'm a
mine.
fae. Ducks, they cannot sense I'm a fae.
How so?
I got a ring that prevents that from happening.
Okay.
Note to self, Angus is a
But
fae.
I kind of like the narrative. So,
They can't tell by magical means.
oh, but they can because they're family. So, what do you mean by that?
Well, we don't see many of us here in this forest. Can't exactly get back either.
Yeah, I don't know how to get back either. I don't even know where my home is, you know. It's kind of rough.
Are you
What
a,
do you look like?
Are you a
Sorry.
Zemian? Were you born in
what?
these lands?
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you know?
Well, I don't know where you're born, but I certainly know where you're from. I've met many
Where is that?
like you before. You're usually a lot more fun.
Oh, that's just roots, isn't it?
Well,
I'm literally speaking into your head. How is that not fun?
okay, maybe it's kind of fun.
Like, I'm not running around basically invisible, playing with people and ruining their, I guess, fire, but, you know, I kind of tricked you. That's fun.
Fine.
So, what are you doing here?
Mm. Well, today I didn't really do all that much. Kind of like milled about for a bit, trying to, have a chat with the unicorns, but they were like stoic and silent as usual. Kind of boring if you ask me. So, not much. What about you?
We've been walking a lot. I'd like to just not do that, but
Walking's
I
so
have to.
boring. I don't know why everyone does it here.
Yeah. I would like to float. It's kind of cooler, isn't it?
Floating's so much fun.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing?
Sort of.
You must be really cool.
I mean, come on, stop it, you.
Am I charming?
I mean, as charming as any of my kin, for sure.
I bet you're charming as well. I haven't seen it yet, but what you've been doing is very fun. So you must be charming as well.
Hold on.
You wear your cloak, right? Do you wear your cloak with your hood up?
Not currently, I usually do, but not now.
Okay. You feel something suddenly poof, land in your cloak hood on your back.
Okay, I try to look at it.
How's it? Because it's like in your hood on your back. Are you like reaching your hand around?
Yeah.
As you reach your hand around, before your hand can really get in there, you feel it get swatted away.
Oh,
Like it gets like slapped away a little bit.
are you shy?
No, I'm just getting comfy. Leave me alone.
Is my hood comfy?
I'll tell you in a bit.
Okay. If not, I can try and make it comfy for you.
No, I can do that. Home sweet home.
Oh boy. Is your hoodie hunted now?
It might be.
Haunted ring, haunted hoodie.
That's up.
So what's your name?
Hmm.
I told you mine.
Yeah, but mine's a bit more important.
Well, that's rude, isn't it?
What?
Mine would be important too.
You've got to be a Zemian. You don't know anything.
Well, I probably don't know as much as you.
I
I'm
just
trying
don't
to learn.
trust you enough to tell you my name. It's a very important thing.
I just say to Baylor, is Zangsi looking okay? She's looking a bit strange.
And she's just like frantically like looking around, sort of like smirking and smiling.
I think Yangtze's met whoever's been messing with our fire.
I don't know what you're talking about. The fire's fine.
Sizzling away in the pan.
And as he says that, I'll just slightly produce flame and chuck it into the actual fire area.
As you do, you watch that this flame doesn't get snuffed out.
Yeah, they're busy now. I guess if you're that important, you can keep it a secret. You don't have to tell me. But
Oh,
what if
you
we're
simple
relatives?
Zemians. Relatives? Me and you? No, I'm far more handsome.
Are you now? I can't tell. I haven't seen your face, and you haven't seen mine.
That's fair, I haven't seen yours. But,
Exactly.
come on. Come on. Really?
You might be lying. Like, there is no way I would know whether you're handsome or not.
Yeah, but like...
Even the ugliest of pixies looks handsomer than the most beautiful changeling.
Yeah, but see, now you've told me that you're a pixie, and that's very cool.
Zemian.
As if you couldn't know already.
I knew, but, you know.
Yeah,
It's
sure
more fun
you
when you
knew.
say it.
Sure you knew. I believe that.
I knew!
You feel it start to slowly like circle and like squirm around in your hood. Still somewhat like calm, but it's just like you see it like you feel it like wriggling in there.
You must be very pretty then.
Well, maybe.
That wasn't very confident of you.
Oh, I like to feign ignorance occasionally. Of course I'm gorgeous.
Now we're talking. You see, pixie friend, since I don't know your name because it's so important, I'm very curious what someone from our hometown is doing in these woods and says they can't go back. Are we cursed?
No, there's just, there's no way back that's close.
I can think of a way.
I came here a long, long time ago.
Do you want to go back though?
I'd prefer it if I lived a bit closer to the tree line. Mess with the little Zemians, but nah, I'm kinda cool here.
Okay, then I won't offer you help if you don't need it.
I mean, you couldn't find a way home. I know one doesn't exist.
I know of one. One of my friends can bring you back home.
Roll. Hold on. Roll a deception check right now.
I'm not trying to be deceptive, but I will.
Wait, you know a way back to the Fae?
Yeah.
Really? Because wait, hold on. Add a character now. Wait, how do you? What
it's
way
a
do
joke.
you know back to the Fae?
Banish.
Banish?
Oh, okay. Right. Never mind. Roll a.
I would send them back to the fake lane.
Hmm.
Can you guys explain me a little bit about this whole Fae thing?
So
We will.
it's from a different plane. And banish, if the target of banish, normally banish would just send them like to
Yeah.
the void for a minute and then they come back. If they're from a different plane originally, it will instead send them back to their original plane.
Mm.
So I can banish him back to the Fate Plane.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, am I rolling persuasion or deception? Which
I
one
think
do
it's
you
still
want?
gotta be deception, just because he's talking about like an actual
Yeah.
way to get home. You're talking about like I can get you home.
Oh, you do. You can deception. You can say
I
it's
rolled a
banished.
fucking
Yeah.
1. I will reroll that with my lucky points.
Wow, yeah, that's a nat one. It's a good roll, good use of lucky.
21. Do you guys think that's enough? Should I reroll with inspiration?
It's difficult
thinking-
because it isn't really even deception. So you can tell him, it's
Just
banished.
give-
Like, it's not going to surprise him. Like, you could say, it's an option. and
But I'm
this is the
assuming
option.
she's gonna like spring it on him as a surprise rather than like.
Well, I mean, you could just say, we can send you back via banish if you want.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
seem
wasn't trying
actively
to be
hostile.
deceptive.
Okay, well, if you're being forthcoming,
it's-
I thought it was like in the sense of like you're gonna like sneak, like
Oh,
banish him and like.
If he suddenly popped up
Alright.
in front of me, I was going to just cast banish on him. But
Yeah.
if
How many
I'm
level
actually
4 spell slots do you
organising-
have?
I have 2, and 1 was used on Spirit of Death earlier, and I've got 1 left.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, if you are intending to be upfront with this, then you can change that to a persuasion check.
Do I reroll it, or do I just use my persuasion? bonus?
Yeah, just use your persuasion bonus.
Hmm.
Wait. Dax, a while back you gave me inspiration, which I don't see on my sheet. Can I use it?
Yes,
Okay, thanks.
I do know that you have it. I think we just didn't put it on the newer sheet.
Yeah. Oh, that's not my sheet. Yeah.
Is that -2? No shot.
That's your
No,
beholder.
that's not mine. That's
Oh,
not
that's
mine.
your beholderkin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the second one's mine.
All right, 22. There's no way a Zemian knows a way to the Phalanx that I don't.
Well, I'm just smart like that. I know a few ways. Well, one, but it's more than 0. If you tell
Okay,
me your
what-
name, I'm gonna tell you what it is. The way.
Is it a hole in the ground?
No.
Is it a poisonous fruit?
I will tell you if you tell me your name.
Why do you want to know my name so bad?
Because you don't want to tell it to me.
Yeah, no pixie ever wants to tell their name. If you weren't
need
a
to
stinky
know.
Zemian, you'd know why.
I wish I wasn't a stinky Zemian, but you see, I've lived here my probably entire life. I don't know. I don't know when I was born.
Well then. Seems you'll just never know the significance of a pixie's name. That's okay, I guess.
Do I know the significance of a pixie name?
Roll a history check. It's gonna be a high DC though.
How much did I? 21.
It's about the best that you can hope for.
Yeah.
Baylor, are you just stood around, or do you, Anxie, do you want to ask for guidance?
Yeah,
I
I'll
would love a
guidance.
guidance.
I'll guidance.
Okay. Roll a guidance then. Okay.
Now that's the max I can get with rolling. Without guidance.
So, you studied lots and lots and lots of books. You didn't study
I read all the
too
Fae.
much on the Fae just because there wasn't as much at hand. You do know that a lot of the Fae are perceived by Zemians to be mischievous. They're not necessarily actually mischievous, and if, like, you were in the Phalanx, a lot of this wouldn't be considered mischief, but here it is. Pixies, you remember a brief note on about pixies being the sort of bane of every Zemian's existence because they just want to do nothing but toy with you. And you remember that it said that the only way to rid yourself of a pixie's annoyance is to speak their name and wish them away.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I remember why you don't want to tell me your name. You don't want me to get rid of you, which is fair. I wouldn't want to get.
Oh, you do have a brain. Okay.
Thank you. I do have a brain. I read. You know what, pixie friend?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know something about our hometown.
What would you like to know?
People of my kind, changelings. They're not hated there, right?
Oh no, I've been to Changeling cities a number of times.
And there are many like me there, living happily.
Oh yeah. I think there's at least one where you have a majority, but you know.
Is he
Being is roll an insight check.
Oh man. Great rolls me. Wait, I have more lucky points.
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
For the nat 20. As this pixie's talking to you, he was, given how your conversation has gone so far, he seemed to be too eager to hear out your questions. And while you have no basis to factually know whether what he's saying is correct or not, his sudden willingness to tell you things that a stinky Zemian would not know comes off to you as a bit odd and out of place.
You know, I don't know whether I trust you now.
How dare you? I've been nothing but nice to you since you came.
Well, I beg to differ. But sure, you've been nice. You've been talking to me once I caught you. But you did call me stinky, Zemian.
But you are. It's not mean if you are.
Really? But I don't know if I am.
But I know, and I can smell you from here.
Ugh, is it a bad smell? I can't smell you, I think.
You get used to it after a while.
You've been living here for a while.
A long, long time. I remember when there was only one druid that walked the lands.
Adrialis?
That young
Was
guy?
that him?
No.
Ah, he's young. Awesome.
Compared to me, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. You're a pixie.
Mm.
Can
Yeah.
you tell how old I am?
Oh, you're like a baby.
Yeah, I must be. Well, if you tell me your name, I won't say it. I promise. I don't lie.
Is this a truth or a lie?
That's the truth.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
You know, part of me kind of wants to tell you.
I appreciate that, but you won't, will you?
What's in it for me?
I'm gonna tell you how we can bring you back to the Fae.
But I don't want to go.
Oh, well, then I won't make you go. I'm just gonna tell you the way.
Make
You don't know
me! Make me! Oh, you're funny!
it. Yeah, I just used the wrong word, but thank you. Thank you for thinking I'm funny, I guess.
Hmm. You know what? Anxie, my new best friend.
Oh, really? Do I trust him?
Roll insight.
Okay, 23.
He's lying through his teeth right now, and you get the feeling that he's sort of like leading up to some sort of climax.
Anxie, my best friend. You know what I think a stinky Zambian like you needs?
Not to be lied to, but yeah, you can tell me.
I think a stinky Zambian like you.
And then you don't hear anything anymore.
Oh, did you leave? That's just rude.
Your telepathic connection only works if you see them for like 3 minutes. We definitely got to the extent of that. Is it 3 minutes or is it like sorcerer plus level?
It's... No, the bad connection is longer than 3 minutes, I think. Just give me a second.
I'm pretty sure it was like either 3 minutes or something like equal to your sorcerer's level.
Oh, the telepathic connection lasts for a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level. It
Yeah.
ends early if you use the ability to form a connection with a different creature.
I think we were stretching towards the end of that anyway,
Okay.
but it suddenly stops talking. As you turn around to try and like, is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Your hood
Sure.
feels significantly lighter, like there's nothing in it anymore.
Well, it was fun, even though you lied to me.
Can I have spent a minute resting to use my feature to gain back spell slot?
Yeah, that's fair. You just sit there holding a pan with a flaming eel steak in it.
Yeah, at this point I'm just trying to wonder how to serve it, considering it's still on fire.
Yeah, it is like still on fire.
Everyone else just up there, right?
Up where?
In the little camp we've created, I suppose.
Yeah, I imagined you were like on the edge of it. So you're sort of like atop, like you're basically at the apex of this hilly terrain. There's like a small clearing at the top here with all sorts of like plants and trees still surrounding you. But you are in this small clearing.
Okay, we got a pixie friends around here. They lied to me. Tried telling me they're my best friend, but they're not. And now I'm kinda sad, so I think I'm gonna get taken up.
Okay. Well, Anxie's heading to bed. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I think bed is probably a good thing. I imagine it's quite late by now.
Everyone else?
Probably bed as well, but we need to make sure we have people on watch.
Okay. Andros, you're not exactly sure what to do with this pan because this eel is still on fire. At one point, you gradually rest and put the pan down on the campfire.
Can I try casting this?
Control
that work?
flames. No, because it's non-magical flame.
Can I tell? Is it actually a fire or is it an illusion?
No, it's a fire. It's like hot and it's like burning the shit out of the eel. But it's just like still going. You put the pan down on the campfire and pull your hand back, and the pan just kind of like sits there with the eel in it still on fire.
I just stare at it, contemplating, just trying to think of a way to save the food.
Huh?
And I also just, while everyone's like preparing to go to sleep, I'll also cast alarm on the camp.
Okay. So, as you're all now trying to head to sleep, who's going to take first watch?
I can take first watch.
Okay. Andros on first watch. Who's second?
I'll take the second one.
And who's third?
I'll take the third one.
Okay. That's all we'll need. As all of you start to tuck in for the night and get into your bedrolls, Axie, you notice something. There still is a little something left in your hood.
What is that?
You reach your hand in and sort of like grab at it. You can't really, it's nothing much, but as you pull your hand out, you see sort of like just a green smear left across a couple of your fingers.
Anyone knows what that is? Did the pixie poop in my hood? Guys? Do I know what it is?
Do you want to take a sniff?
Someone want to take a sniff? Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take a sniff. Am I gonna get high or something?
As you cautiously bring your fingers a bit closer to your nose and take a sniff of it, it smells like fresh chewed up basil.
Oh, nice. I don't learn anything else but that.
I mean, if it smells nice, just throw it on the fire and have a nice smell, yes.
Yeah.
Anxie, you hear out, all of you actually hear out in the tree line someone maniacally laughing.
I'm glad you're happy. Baylor, did you know that the Drealis is actually very young in comparison to my pixie friend?
Really?
Yeah, they called him a youngling. And they've said that they've seen lots of droids back in the day. Well, one. That was way back. Way back before Drealis.
Oh, wow. Well, that's interesting. So far as I know, the druids are the oldest beings on the island. Or at least the oldest I know about.
Yeah, this pixie has been here for a while. They're old, very old. Did you hear that? I called you old.
You still hear someone like wheezing and barely managing to breathe.
Did you tell us what happened to your beholder thing?
Oh, well, they.
About like how you met the pixie?
I saw a hand basically making it disappear. So once I saw the hand, I connected telepathically to it, to the person's hand. Yeah. And I spoke with the pixie.
Okay, well, I guess everyone's heading to bed then.
Okay.
As I start my watch, I summon my spirit of death to help me as well. It's a perception.
Okay.
And quietly, I will keep an eye on it in case it tries doing a similar thing to that summon.
So, as everyone heads to bed and tucks in their bedrolls, the pan still has the flaming bit of eel in it. You start your watch. Roll me a perception check.
Would I roll one for my spirit of death as well?
Yes.
Oh, I should have advantage, so I take first roll.
Okay. During your watch, you know that it's meant to be dark, but there's like a permanent ambient light around. And it's really hard to stay focused on being on watch when there's just so many weird plants and fauna in view from where you are. Like you could spend your entire watch just trying to like look at how different each individual plant is around here. There's just that massive of an array of them. Several points throughout your watch, you keep looking back. The campfire itself snubbed out long ago, but the eel inside of the pan is still on fire. You can't see really anything currently trying to mess with you. But your watch comes to an end. Who are you waking up next then?
I think Anksy's on next, and I'm going to sort of not really go to sleep. I'm going to kind of like half stay awake and try and pay attention. I want to catch this thing if it appears.
Okay. Actually, your watch starts. You, like Andros, are quite enamored by just the sheer variety of bulbous undulating plants. There's some sort of weird tentacle-like flower up in one of the trees. And you've been watching for like the past like 10 minutes how it's like tentacles like slowly start to just like move around and grab leaves of the nearby trees and like use its tentacle as like a conveyor belt to shimmy the leaves back to the bulb in the center of the flower. It's just like unfathomably odd.
Cool.
At some point, though, you suddenly feel something apparate and sort of like you feel a sudden like little weight, similar as you did before in your hood, but this time it's in your undershirt, inside on your chest.
Now, that's kind of naughty. I can't see you, can't speak to your mind because of it.
Yeah, but like, that doesn't matter.
So, seems like you like me or my company, so hello.
Oh my god, like maybe I could, maybe who knows?
You gonna keep me company while I do my watch?
What are you watching for?
I don't know. Danger. You.
Oh, you're never
Any
gonna
danger?
catch me though. There's no point in keeping watch.
It's more of a things I can catch, I suppose.
Plus, this is my neck of the woods. Nothing comes here except me and some of my other friends.
Oh, you get friends in here.
There's a couple.
What are they like?
Like me, but like less handsome.
Ah, so there are other pixies here.
Yeah.
How do I trust your word? What if you're not handsome at all? Because, well, you did lie a while back to me, so maybe you're lying about all that, handsomeness.
You sort of like feel whatever is there resting in your undershirt, just sort of like it sort of like stiffens up a bit. And you feel it start to like climb. Like downwards. It's like starting to climb like down, and as you're sat down,
What?
it like is like crawling like past your stomach, and then it's
Wrong
like
way.
crawling along your thigh. And eventually it makes its way out down the bottom of your, I'm assuming some kind of like trouser leg or something, right?
It's a rope.
Oh, it's a robe. Okay, so it actually after it like comes out of your undershirt, it like at your waist comes out and sort of like crawls and stands on your lap. And you see before you this tiny, tiny little pixie. It's
Is
Can-
it
can I see it?
handsome?
from your angle, roll a perception check. You're gonna need to beat a 15 to see if you can see it from where you are, because you are in bed. 10. You've heard Anxie sort of like whisper talking, and you can see her like looking down at her lap.
I don't want to banish it. I'm going to use Wonder Smiles on it.
Oh, for
But-
fuck's sake.
Anxie, as you look down at this little pixie, it's genuinely like about this big. It's no more than just like a couple inches tall. It's got some beautiful pearlescent wings, like an insect's wings, in that like you can see through them, and they're very, very thin, and they're sort of like folded on the back of it. You see it's wearing sort of like a leaf sort of thing, but it's like wrapped around and sort of like tied off in some sort of like bow here at the front. It goes over its one shoulder but leaves its one shoulder bare. And it looks up at you with this tiny little face of just gorgeous curly hair that goes about down to its shoulders. And you see the most youthful, beautiful face you've ever seen. Like the youngest anything can look, but it just looks so like unfathomably beautiful.
Okay.
Don't fall in love too quick, okay?
I can't promise such thing. You are magnificent.
I know.
I'll drop my form and I'll basically be the changeling form I have.
Okay.
Be honest. Am I ugly?
I mean, like, yeah.
Mm.
But that's like
Oh,
why
God.
changelings have such cool abilities. Not everything can be as beautiful as me.
True. Well, I guess we can't all, be gorgeous. Some of us have to change their shape to be somewhat presentable, I suppose.
So what's your story? It's sort of like, it like sits down and crosses its legs, puts its hands in its lap, and starts looking up at you with a curious look. Like, it looks so much like a little kid, but like a couple inches tall.
Oh, you would really like to know that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know too much about changelings in Zamia, but I can't imagine they like you that much.
From what I've heard, no, people hate me. They don't really know I am a changeling, however.
Probably for the best. If I looked like that, I wouldn't tell anyone either.
Yeah. That's kind of rude, but true.
Just kind of like shrugs
What?
at you with this innocent grin.
Be honest now. What you left in my hood? Was it a clue? Well, stop laughing. It's not funny. I guess it's not a clue about your name, is it? It's just you being a turd. How can someone that gorgeous be so nasty?
you even smelt it.
Well, I'm curious, aren't I?
Oh, stop! I can't breathe.
Why did you do that? That's not very nice.
Oh, it was so funny.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Can you not see how much I'm laughing? It's so funny.
No, that just means that your humor is not very, impressive. You just laugh at...
Or maybe you've just got stinky humor, which would make sense why you had to have something stinky in your hoods.
Can't argue with logic, I suppose.
Exactly.
So funny. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you my story if you tell me your story, your name.
I can't promise my name. Maybe if the story's interesting. But I can tell you some things. I know a lot of stuff.
And I would like to know a lot of stuff. So,
Someone as curious as you always got questions.
yeah, sadly. It's a curse. It's not even a blessing. Do I trust them that they would tell me stuff if I tell them?
Roll an insight check. You can't get any exact beat on it. The fact that this thing, which was previously always staying out of sight and just purely messing with you, the fact that it's now sat here on your lap means that it's at least got some sense of earnestness to it. Whatever, however that manifests in Pixies, it's at least notably different from what it was before. So while you can make no guarantee about whether it's A, going to tell you anything truthful, or B, even tell you anything at all, and not just leave another poop in your lap, this at the very least is some kind of step in a direction that it wouldn't have made if it wasn't at least enjoying your company.
Okay. I can't promise you a very fun story. I don't know that much about me. But what I remember was basically living with my master. She looked basically how I looked a few moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of taught me a lot. Because of her, I know some languages. And I know what my spells do. And I also know something about people. But I didn't know I was a changeling. I thought I was her. I didn't really know what I was, honestly.
That's kind of weird.
It is, isn't it? She made me hide a lot. I had to hide from people for the longest, so I observed them. It was very fun.
What kind of people?
different races. I've never seen a pixie before, if that's what you're asking, but I've seen different elves. I've seen lots of creatures that live around here. Not on the island, but on in this world. And she was helping them because she could do stuff for them and they always needed help. So I
Right.
observed. And then one day I wanted to help as well. I wanted to learn stuff and asked her to let me go, basically. Let me leave the house. She let me. But she made me come here. She didn't really want me to be around the mainland for some reason. And after meeting...
it was just you and her that lived together.
Yeah, no one else. She was hiding me quite well, if I think about it.
You watch as this pixie's in thought at the moment, and you can almost like see the gears turning in its head.
Why is that weird?
Roll a perception check. You just catch a glimpse of it trying to hide a smirk.
Why do you find that amusing?
Well, I mean, I think you'll figure that out in time.
You think she was using me?
Best leave the reveal of the story to the author.
I don't like that, but sure. Well, you see, I came here to study the land, find out what's happening with the Shamblers and stuff.
Oh, those things are so gross.
Yeah, aren't they? Do you know anything about them?
Well, they've been here about as long as I have.
Oh, that's really long.
Yeah.
How long exactly?
Oh, I don't keep a track of years anymore. At least not Zemian years, that's for sure.
Oh, that's fair.
They're real creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I, see them, I get, the weirdest feelings.
Like what?
It contemplates for a second whether it wants to even tell you.
Come on.
Sort of, looks at you and sort of, narrows its eyes. Whenever I see them, the only thought that comes to my mind is a weeping kind of sadness. Which is weird because it's they're gross and creepy and weird. But whenever I see them, they just feel like a stitched together monstrosity. And it just kind of makes me sad.
Look at you having a heart. That's quite...
As if I didn't have a heart at all. Come on. What do you feel when you see them?
first, I felt quite scared of them. No. Well, the last time we saw them, I'm just extremely curious to find out what's happening here. I don't really feel anything.
Would you indulge
It's
me a
just more of curiosity.
question?
Yeah.
Are those kinds of things all over Zemia?
I don't think so. From what I've learned, they're only here on this island.
We're on an island?
Oh, buddy. Yeah, we are.
I mean, yeah, I meant like which island?
It's not on the maps, But I have a map, right? Can I show them?
Yeah, you could show him a map of the Demol Dominion.
So you see here, you see this little island here.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are. It's called Rauverkil, right? Is it? Am I? No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's not there's no much information about this island,
Well, it's because no one's come to ask me.
Do you know everything about it?
Yeah?
Well, if you know everything about it, why do the Shambors spawn?
Because they want to.
They want to.
Mm-hmm.
Is he full of shit?
Roll insight.
Oh my god. I'm gonna use my last lucky point. Okay, that's better.
It rolled a natural 19. That is the only thing you could have rolled to beat it here. So, wait, what exactly was said again? It said they spawn because they want to, and you said really?
Mhm.
Yeah, no, he's just like saying shit. He definitely
Right.
does not know why the Shamblers spawn at all, but he's enjoying saying things confidently.
Quick question: are you having this conversation telepathically, or are you just speaking?
No, it's just speaking.
So I can hear you,
Yeah.
or just hear you talking.
You,
Should I
you can
summon a
definitely hear me
Shamble
talking.
just to see what his reaction is?
No, I don't think so.
Unless that's something Andros does.
Yeah, but it would be good to play a trick on him.
I'm scared they might just leave.
And that's also a win.
Well, not leave, but stop the conversation and just continue doing what they were doing before.
Okay.
But you can always also do that. Just give me a second.
Yeah, but, I mean, we'll leave it because I think we need Baylor to get some sleep. So,
Mm.
but can you ask? Can you ask him the word baleful eclipse? He knows what it is.
Can you write it down? Because I didn't hear.
It's in the chat.
Oh, didn't see it before. Sorry. Yeah. Even if you say things confidently like that, they're not always true.
Yeah, but I'm true.
Sure, buddy.
Mhm.
Anyway, since you know so much, what do you know about baleful eclipse? Is that something you know of?
The baleful eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really rare sort of lunar phase that sometimes the moon goes through.
Is my insight check persisting from the previous one, or?
I'll say yes, and you get the feeling that he is also still just lying through his teeth.
That's not how friendships work.
Hmm?
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
I'm
I can
telling the
tell.
truth.
You're telling me your truth. That doesn't make it the actual truth.
That doesn't make it a lie either.
Well, it kind of makes it a lie.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's not how that works.
See, I'm gonna start calling you Basil because I don't know your name, and that's what you smelled like. Basil, you can't lie to your friends. You can't even lie to, well, strangers that can tell you're lying.
What do you mean can't? It very easily can.
Well, you can attempt. I know you're lying.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
But I do. But you see, you don't have to know everything to be cool. You're still cool.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You still don't know about these two things, though, so.
What? I told you the truth.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. I might be stinky, but I can tell when you're lying.
You're extra stinky now.
So, what's your plans for the future? You're just gonna live here, have fun with the
Someday I'll
passing
get
by?
those boring unicorns to laugh.
What if I can make them laugh?
You can't make them laugh.
Why do you think so?
A stinky Zamia no way can make a unicorn laugh.
2 of my friends can speak to them.
They're so boring.
I'm sure they can make them laugh. One of my friends is very funny.
Mm-mm.
For
No
creatures like that.
way. No way.
yeah, way. Oh yeah, and we can definitely make them smile.
Yeah, but they're like horses. They're already smiling. And then
Yeah,
he draws like with his hand. He goes like shows you like the typical sort of like horse mouth, since it goes like around the side. It looks like a smile.
Why is it so important to you that they smile or laugh?
Because I've been trying forever.
Hmm.
They're
Where are
so
they?
uptight. They're like north of here.
Oh, since you know so much, do you know where exactly the druids are?
Now you're asking questions you really want to know.
I suppose.
So it moves from its crossed leg sitting position and sort of like kicks out its legs, puts its hands behind its back, and leans back on your legs. What's it worth to you?
I don't know. What would you like to know?
It's not what I want to know, it's what I want.
What do you want? My soul?
No, no, come on, no.
I don't have one.
I want that. And it sort of points its finger, and it's like pointing right at your chest.
What's there? Is it my soul?
No, that! I want that! I want the button! It's just pointing at like a button on your robe.
Oh, you can definitely have that. Why do you want it?
Why do you not want it?
It's a button.
So it's like worthless? Or maybe I don't want it
No.
anymore.
It's not worthless, it's very important to me, but I can definitely get a new one in the future.
You can't get
But-
that button again.
True.
Okay. Give me that button and I'll tell you.
But if you have that button, what can you do with it?
Is that any of your business?
Maybe.
No, I can't do anything with it.
You're lying.
Roll insights. That's not an insight check. There you go.
Yeah. I was just.
This time, even though it really feels like it's telling a lie, you feel like it's trying to say this to you as if it is a lie, but he actually is telling the truth. He can't do anything with it. He's just like, the way he's saying it is trying to play it off as a lie to mess with you.
Okay. Well, it feels like it's kind of dangerous, but you can have it.
It's
So, will
got
you
a
tell
smirk
me?
on its face. Sure. Give me the button first, though.
Okay. Here you go.
You take out your little knife and like saw away the little bits of fabric, keeping it stitched to your robe. You pick it up and it grabs it. It's like it's bigger than its head. It's like grabs it in both hands and just sort of like, and then puts it down
Right.
next to it on your lap.
You're so strong.
I mean, come on, obviously.
How do we get there?
They're up on the plateau.
Where's the plateau?
That way. And it points northwest.
Is it very far away from here?
Yeah, it's like so far.
Anyone else wants me to ask them anything, by the way?
Nah.
Okay.
Maybe Bela?
No,
That's
I
what-
can't think of anything.
That's very helpful, Basil.
You watch as it like a tiny little smirk creeps onto its face when you say Basil. Why are you going there?
We need to talk to them.
Why? They're so boring.
You'd think that, but because of them I know I'm a changeling.
I mean, I could have told you that.
I didn't know you before that, did I?
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, I wish I knew you before. You're cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but you live in here. I was thinking that once we're out of here, I can send you messages. But you live in here, and there is something that prevents my magic from reaching everyone that lives here. So I can't. Do you know what it is?
Really?
Yeah.
It looks puzzled for a bit. Are you sure?
I think so. I've tried sending messages to some of the druids. They've never reached them. Mental messages.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I maybe not. I maybe don't. There is a possibility. But I'll try to send you a message once I'm out of here.
If you want to, sure.
Would you mind?
I mean, if you really want to.
Well, aren't we friends now, Basil?
Yeah, maybe. And what?
Well, if you have a friend, you'd like to keep in touch. Is that not correct? Have I been lied to?
You're such a stinky Zemian. It's so funny.
Right.
Yeah, you can message me.
How can I be a Fae instead of a Zemian?
I don't know, you just kind of feel different. Just kind of like do different things. You don't really talk like that.
How do I talk then?
You talk like a Zemian.
That's the only thing I know.
That's why you're a stinky Zemian.
That's just rude, but okay.
It's not rude if it's true.
It still makes me feel shitty, doesn't it?
But it's not rude.
Yeah, you're correct. We can wrap the Basil talk up, just so we don't like spend 2 more hours.
As you watch with Basil
Okay, Basil, I think it's time to sleep.
slowly passes, nothing really of note happens. You occasionally flick your eyes up, and that weird tentacle plant is still doing some kind of like conveyor belt of leaves. And it's like, it just like keeps going. You don't even see what happens to the leaves when they get to the bulb at the center, but they just keep conga lining all those leaves in. But you and Basil chat and keep, slinging back and forth. You'd probably tell him a couple of stories of stuff you used to do, things like that. But eventually your watch does come to a close, and the moment you sort of step up to head to your bedroll, as you step up, Basil's wings come out and he starts floating up, and he floats like real close to your head and like right in front of your face, and just kind of like pokes you in the nose.
Boop.
Pokes you again.
What's wrong, Basil?
Nothing, I'm saying bye.
Goodbye, Basil. It was a pleasure.
Alright, if you insist. Bye! Pew! And it disappears in a little puff of smoke. Tiny little...
I was tempted to ask him I could banish him then. He's standing up at a different angle. So.
Yeah. I'm waking up whoever was supposed to take the third watch.
I do need to
Sorry.
be careful because I could accidentally banish you.
Oh fuck, you can, yeah.
So, wait, who was taking third watch? Was it Baylor or Cedric?
I think it's me.
Yeah, I think that's what we agreed on before, right? Baylor shouldn't take watches because he's like exhausted from guiding you guys all day.
Yep.
Alright, Sid, you're up. And it's just as light as when you went to bed. These lights have just persisted throughout the entire night. The plants themselves just glowing all different shades. Shades sometimes occasionally changing. One plant that you looked at before, you were so sure that it glowed pink before you went to bed, and now it's glowing blue. And that, like, is fucking with you, because, like, it's the same plant, but it's just different now. But
I look at the plant very suspiciously.
roll a perception check for your watch.
Boy.
Your watch is pretty peaceful for the most part. There is one point, though, where you feel sizzle rustle under your armor quite a bit. Like he's like a little fidgety, where he's usually sort of like very calm, still, and napping most of the time.
You're right there, Sizzle.
He sort of slowly squirms and comes up under your chin, keeping his head out, and is like,
There's some right weirdos in this place.
You shouldn't talk about Andros like that.
No, I mean, yeah, but not him. Did you see the little guy?
Just hammer in on Andros again. Like, oh, you mean Andros? No,
No, not him. There was like a tiny little guy.
Well, I didn't see anything. Yeah.
Hmm.
You watch
Notice Oaksy talking to himself a lot, but
Sizzle's eyes somewhat narrow, and he crawls out onto your shoulder and like looks out eagerly over the tree line.
You know, when we were in the forest, I always kept us away from these kinds of places. They're always up to
True.
no good.
it's a good point. Why did you know that?
Ooh.
These places were unsafe.
It's not really not safe, but they're really annoying.
That's true. We've only had twice for us moving forward.
Ooh.
It's alright, buddy. I'll keep you safe. You know that.
I know.
He sort of like pats you on the shoulder as he keeps his eyes peeled and sort of like is eagerly looking around the tree line.
Well,
Notice.
He's going to roll his perception check to keep watch with you now. He rolled a 17, so he's got just a bit more than you. One thing that you do notice, which like you only notice like an hour into your shift, the eel in the pan is still on fire. Like the camp went out before you even went to sleep. The pan that's just resting on top of the camp wood is just like the pan's hot and the eel inside is literally still on fire, and it's like burning at a much slower rate than it should have done, but it's still giving you a bit of warmth and light. But a bit later, time passes and your shift eventually comes to an end. Can all of you press the long rest buttons on your sheets? Okay.
Wait, how tall is Endros? I don't think Endros is small, right?
It's like 5'7", 5'8", or something, right?
Oh, that's fine.
I actually put it in on my old character sheet, but I didn't copy it across. I just saw standardified. Not tall, not short.
Right.
I did take 10 emotional damage from that.
no. I mean, that was a joke. I mean, the weird comment. I think that was on point though. With your shamblers and shit.
I mean, I'm not the one staring into the forest, talking to themselves for hours on end.
True.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, you go from like learning a weird language from a like beholder kitten to talking to yourself for hours,
Fuck, you're right. I should have said angsty. Yeah, it's
and then suddenly you find some poop in your hood as well. As well, which is just odd.
At least I had friends,
uh-huh.
even though you can't see them. Oh, fuck.
Well, there you go.
Well,
It's 6 or 7 a.m.
okay.
Depending on whether we had like an hour of fucking around.
Well, you guys are up. You can only really tell it's like lighter because whatever light is coming through the canopy is sort of like dulling the glows of the plants nearby. So in some ways it's like not as bright anymore, but it's sort of like a more uniform color now. You can tell that the sun's up.
Before we leave, is Cedric going to leave a present for Pixie?
I only shit every 2 weeks.
We'll have to do it on our way back from the Druids then.
I'll have to Google how many times orcs poop.
Surely more than once a day.
Yeah, some people.
I mean, for the amount your character eats, or was it like how physics-wise, you could do it every few weeks.
Nah, you just convert it all into raw power.
Yeah,
Right.
it's everyone's different. I know people who take shits once a week.
No, you do not. Those people aren't alive. What the fuck?
No, I'm 100% serious.
That is
They-
not true at all.
Nope.
There are
That's-
people like that.
No, dude.
no. I like. Why would I lie about that? Why?
No, I'm
it's-
not saying you're lying. I'm saying they're lying to you. Like, it's just not real.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I sort of like first-hand experience like living with them and shit. So
Is this a girls
I-
don't poop sort of joke?
no, and then no.
I mean, are you there with a
What do you
notepad taking a
mean?
note every time, just to confirm?
All right, that's fucking crazy. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
moving
Anyway,
on. It's
Yeah.
morning time now.
Okay, well, do you want to head northwest? Because that looks like it's a 2-tile or two
So,
tile.
yeah. So guys, the pixie told me that the druids live on the plateau northwest of here, very far away.
I'd normally say I wouldn't believe him, but that does line up with everything else we've heard so far.
They weren't lying
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah, no, he is right. They do live on the plateau.
I would expect druids to live in a tree, to be honest.
It's racist.
But yeah, northeast I think is sorry, northwest I think is the right call.
Okay, to the northwest tile.
Yeah.
All right. As you start to make your way down the hill, it's a very, very tree dense area, this, and especially with all the weird plants that are around, there's a lot that you need to like dip and dive and make your way through. But you're walking for a bit longer than you normally would need to. And you know, just sort of like keeping track of like all the different plants you're seeing, some that you think that you should stay very well away from, others that seem a little harmless, some that are big and open, and then as soon as you like take a step too close to them, they shut up and like fully fold in on themselves. But as you continue to trek down the mountain, not really mountain, but like a hill, you trek down the hill, the trees get considerably more dense. Someone roll a d20 for me. Anxie, roll a d20 for me. There we go. Okay.
I've done it.
All right. The trees get considerably more dense once you get down to the bottom of the hill. And as you sort of start to find your way through, you know, getting past a couple of trees, and you start to see a bit of a clearing ahead of you. And you step out into it. And this clearing has a small campfire in it, with a pan on it, and an on-fire piece of eel in it. Can you mark 2 hours down for time passed?
Oh, we're fucked. So we're back to the same place, right?
Sure looks that way.
Bazu! You here?
On the edge of your vision, Anxie, on the edge of your, sorry, like your audible perception, you hear something laughing and wheezing way, way more than is probably appropriate.
I know it's funny, but we really need to go.
The laughter doesn't stop.
He told direction it's coming from. Laughter.
Where is it coming from? The
Uh,
laughter?
Jay, the eel deserves it.
It's a bit weird because the laughter sounds like it's coming from ahead of you. And then as it takes a second to breathe, it then sounds like it's coming from behind you.
Yeah, they're moving. I thought we were friends. Would you mind letting us go, or like helping us with the direction? And later I can come by and you can fuck around as much as you want.
You feel something somewhat heavy drop into your hood. And you feel it moving and squimming around in there.
Oh, okay, it's not poop. Hello. They're not saying anything.
Nope.
Can I turn around and look at them?
It's in your hood. You can't exactly. You'd have to like take your robe off, sort of.
I mean, can one of us look in the hood?
Hold on. I will try and like use telepathic speech. Okay, I tried to turn my rope around towards me, basically, like get it off to an extent.
As you sort of like pull your like one of your shoulders so it starts to rotate around, you feel something bouncing around in there, and as you then pull it around, the rope suddenly feels a good bit lighter, and you peer into the robe, and the smell of freshly chewed basil comes into your nose.
Yeah, of course. Also, you're not intending to help us, are you?
You hear laughter even more maniacal than before. All of you hear it now. It's echoing on all the trees around you, and it's just it can barely even gasp a breath. It's laughing so much.
And we tried walking northwest the first time, right? And we just got back here.
Yeah.
So Wayward Wanderers, where to?
We find the river and follow the river.
Well, I mean, he's just going to use some illusion magic or something to get us back here again. Can I propose to the pixie that we do like a joke match or something, and whoever wins, yeah, if we win, we can leave. Some sort of game like that.
You can certainly try to propose it. You hear the laughter as well in the trees.
I'm just trying to think of some way of luring it out so I can just banish it.
I mean, another thing is, we could try and find the unicorns and make them laugh.
We're almost there to the north, and we're probably outside this tile.
Basil, would you help us leave if we make the unicorns laugh?
No chance.
No chance to which one?
Both.
Why?
Because you can't do it, and this is really fun.
We definitely can do it. You're just scared
No,
that we
you
might be better.
can't. It's not possible.
Okay, let's try.
Go ahead and try. They're up in the north. Go get them.
You wouldn't let us fucking go there.
I'm not stopping you. You just keep getting lost, you silly billies.
Yeah, you're helping us get lost.
No. I would never do such a thing.
You're not good at lying, you know that?
Do you actually want to try and tell if he's lying?
Yeah.
Roll insight. So he rolled pretty low. As he says, like, no, I would never do such a thing, you hear the cadence in his voice, and it's similar to when he was trying to, like, act as if he was lying to mess with you before. He is telling the truth. He isn't actually messing with you.
Okay, so he's not actually messing with us, guys. There is something else that's preventing us from leaving. So, Basil, if it's not you that's basically trying to keep us in here, do you know what it is?
Yeah, your stinky Zemian brains keep getting lost.
I don't like that.
I mean, could we have Jake lead us out? He might be better suited.
Who clear you out? What?
Jake.
Oh, Jake. I thought you said Jay. I was gonna...
I'm just thinking, like, if he can go by scent or something instead of like visual.
Summon Jay.
Like if he can smell the river or something. Like that.
You guys haven't actually paid attention to Jake this entire time. Jake's not by your side.
Baylor, where did you put the dog?
You didn't put him anywhere. I thought he was following us.
As this question is posed to you, Baylor, you don't recall seeing Jake all of last night. You don't recall seeing Jake most of yesterday.
What?
Ah, shit! Did the spiders eat him?
Either the spiders got him, or he didn't want to come anywhere near the spiders, and he kind of snuck off.
I think we should probably go check. Because if the spiders ate him, I think we need to burn the spiders' nest to the ground.
If
We can go check, but on the way back.
Yeah,
Right
if we
now-
Go back,
Yeah, but
It's gonna
like
be
if he's like been captured, he'll be dead by the time we get back.
That's fine. Right now, we have very little time to make it to the druids in time.
yeah, and right now we're stuck in here.
The curious thing about you guys having been lost, you walked down a mountain, basically. And you got to the bottom, and then you were suddenly at the top of the mountain again. Something funky's at play for sure.
Hey, no say.
So, which tile do you want to move to, guys?
I swear to it, if you say it's child's play at some point during this.
Ha! User has disconnected.
Come on, you know how this goes. You just tell me which hex you want to go to, and you go there.
User has burned down the forest.
Well, many that ill though. Oh, where do we go? Going downwards is not. It's not hard anyway, right? It's easy. Going downhill.
Well, I think we kill the pixie first. That's a first step, I think.
I think you're right, Shift. Maybe it's worth doing that.
Doing what thing?
Polymorph.
Polymorph the pixie.
No, ourselves. The thing is, it's not a good idea just like trying to go to a different tile until we succeed, because it's just gonna eat out of our time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if
So
we
trying
can
to
fly
Sorry.
up and find the
Yeah.
river, and then follow the river to the next tile.
I think that's what we should do, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if it's not something visual and something is actually screwing us over, I don't know whether we would.
I mean, it must be
actually do that.
something magical because we're going downhill. You can't confusedly accidentally go back uphill.
Yeah, exactly.
So where to, guys?
I'm scared that if we cast Polymorph Shift, it might get fucking dispelled.
It might.
Yeah, getting dispelled mid-air would be a bad thing.
Or we wouldn't be stuck on the X anymore, though.
Well, again, I think the issue is you don't know if flying up is going to be any different. You might still just fly to the end of the hex and suddenly you're back in the middle. I think there's like an obvious source of, things being tricksy around here. And the situation we're currently in is being tricksy. I think it's kind of safe to say it's probably the cause of this.
Yeah. How do we deal with the Trixie?
We need to bait him out.
Puzzle. If you're way smarter than us and we simply can't see what we're doing wrong, how can I make you help us? Is there a way for me to persuade you?
I think it'd be more fun if I just sit here and watch.
It's not fun though. I don't have time.
It's very funny. Oh.
I mean, I could summon a Shamble and make him feel sad.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, it's fine.
I'm just thinking it might be a way of it's no longer fun if it's Shamble there making him sad.
So what's the plan, guys?
Decent idea, or should I not do that?
Go for it. Fuck it.
Yeah, used to people talking me out of using it. I will summon Shamble 60 feet away from us.
Do you make any kind of gesture when you're summoning it to indicate that you're the one summoning it? Or
Yeah,
does it-
I'll use minor illusion to make magical effects, and I'll use my cloak of billowing to billow. And I'll just start chanting some stuff in deep speech as well.
Yo, I know these words.
It's just pure garbage. I'm just saying.
He starts chanting at a shopping list.
Yeah.
But as you begin chanting and a shambler, you watch its two arms come out of the ground and start to pull itself to the surface. It sort of just pushes itself up out of the earth. It's slightly bigger than it was last time, or the last shambler that you summoned. This one seems to be quite chitinous in that it's got a sort of hardish exoskeleton apart from around the back of its head, and its eyes seem to be more aggressive and piercing and almost thinking as it sort of surveys where it is. Are you issuing it any kind of command?
I will issue it to command, so it's going to roll a d20. Yeah, I'm going to command it to go to that tree line away from us and just make a mess. Just destroy trees, make it all messy.
It heads off.
Some plants and all that.
And it starts smacking at the plants and the fauna. You watch as as it hits a bunch of plants, they just sort of react and a big puff of spores fly out, and it sort of starts swatting at the air. It starts hitting back at the plants and stuff, and it just seems to start going to town and mauling at them. As this is happening, Anxie, you, like before, hear a whisper it's pressed right up against your ear. Your friend's a freak. And instantly as you turn to look at your shoulder, there's nothing there.
You know, Basil, it's very scary when he gets lost.
It's not my
Mm.
fault.
I mean, I can keep this up all day, you know, it would make a nice mess and it'd be a pain for you to clean up. I hear pixies, you know, really enjoy cleaning things up. It's very fun.
Clean up? Come on. I'm not gonna do that. What am I gonna do? Grow the plants back? Come on, buddy.
Well, we'll see how fun it is to live in just a barren wasteland then.
How long does this shambler persist for? Did I write that anywhere on your thing?
It is written somewhere as you define the ability. One second. 27 hours
Fuck, okay, so an entire day cycle.
till I I dismiss it.
So it starts to like smack and hammer away at the plants for like a good like 40-50 seconds before it turns around and locks eyes with you and starts to charge back in your direction. It
I
sort of
find
like braces its arms as like a battering ram almost. Oof, that's a fail, right?
So, yeah, 1 to 9. Okay, I just click my fingers and dismiss it.
As the shambler starts charging towards you, it's like getting real close, and a bunch of you start to like hold your breath a bit. But then, as it comes into melee range with Andros, it just sort of like collapses instantly and sinks back into the ground.
A good measure, I'll summon a tentacle as well and just have it hit a tree.
Tentacles spawns and poof, smacks a tree. At this point, something poof, falls out of the tree. Something hard that made some kind of like impact. It's a little bit into the tree line, so you couldn't see exactly what it was.
Is it doing anything? It just fall.
No? Not even sure what it was.
Yeah, we'll head a little bit closer. Don't want to get too close, but just close enough to see what it is.
You head towards the tree line, you take a peek around the side of the tree where the thing fell. There's a whole bunch of mushrooms all over the ground, but the one thing that really stands out and is like at a place and looks like that's where it's like impact and fell. There's a coconut.
Is there anything special about it from where we see it?
Roll an investigation check.
I do as well.
Both of you were like eyeing over this coconut. And you know how coconuts are. They're sort of like hairy, but there's like a couple like holes at the top. It's just kind of like sat there. And then eventually, I think you see two little yellow dots in the holes at the top of the coconut. And instantly the coconut turns over and starts scurrying away. It's like skittering across the ground.
Okay, can I cast management on it?
On the coconut?
I'm presuming it's some fey creature, yeah.
Is it...
It's a DC 15 charisma save. I doubt that coconut has much charisma, hopefully.
So this actually isn't considered a creature. As you cast banishment, you feel the spell go, but it just has no effect.
Okay, it's not a creature. In that case, can I Eldritch Blast it?
Go ahead and Eldritch Blast it. you watch as this little coconut gets like cracked and shattered and pew, spins and like rolls all over, and it's just sort of like there with like a half shattered back, and you watch as just like some whitish liquid oozes out of it and drips onto the floor, still and unmoving.
Do you want to ask your pixie friend what that was?
Basil, what was that?
I mean, you never seen a coconut before? It's a fruit.
I suppose, but that looked quite different. It was moving. It had eyes and legs, right? Sorry.
Yeah, it's called a coconut.
What's the deal with this place, Basil?
What do you mean, what's the deal? There's nothing wrong with it. You, Stinky Zane, you just can't find your way out because you're so stupid.
Can you find the way out?
Yeah, just walk in any direction.
That's what we did.
Yeah, and you messed it up somehow.
Is he lying? Like, what? When Basil says that we messed it up and we should just walk in any direction, is that truthful or is he just messing with us?
The sort of insistence you heard in his voice makes you feel that it was truthful.
Can you offer him another button to
Button.
lead us out?
Okay, since we're so hopeless and we obviously can't find the way out, would you be interested in another button to show us the way?
No, I've already got the prettiest one.
Oh, damn it. Wish I had more buttons. Let's see what happened. Anything interesting?
You know, if you're this stupid, it's even starts to get like slightly not fun. I don't know how you've managed it.
Oh. We're just not fun, Basil.
Which direction do you want to go?
We wanna go northwest.
Okay, then I'll tell you how to get out.
Will you?
You walk northwest. I still got it.
You're so damn funny.
That's how I know you can't make the unicorns laugh.
Because I didn't laugh to your stupid joke.
No, because I'm so funny. And I'm obviously way more funny than you. And if I can't manage it, then obviously you can't.
Well, you didn't make me laugh with your joke, did you? How's that making it funny?
I know you found it funny, though.
I don't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
You wish.
I hate to suggest this, but would you lead us out of here and guarantee for us to get out of here if I were to give you a fun item that you can use in future to have more fun?
What kind of fun?
Your kind of fun.
What are we talking about, weird man?
I just bring up a wand of smiles.
Oh no, Andres, your item.
Not the wand of smiles.
Not this one.
This is like
If
the
one
most
jump-
powerful, best item we have.
Oh?
You can
Hmm.
literally just point it at anyone and make them smile like forcefully for hours.
Hmm.
I've heard it's quite distressing for people.
That might be the kind of thing that I would find interesting.
I mean, if you're not interested, I do like it myself. So either you want it or you don't.
How about you put it in the pan, you turn around, I'll grab it, and then I'll tell you how to get out.
I'll do that if we take the pan with us and we leave this tile in this area.
Yeah. I don't want the pan. Just put it in the pan, and I'll grab it. But you have to turn around.
Oh, I'm not doing it before we leave. You get it after.
No, I get it before.
No, you get it after or you don't get it.
Okay then.
Okay, put it back in my bag. I mean, it's a shame because it is a really fun item. I mean, you can ask Cedric how much fun it is as well.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah, it's really great.
Oh man. You guys don't decide on something to do, I'm gonna have to dock you an hour of time soon.
What if we just burn down this whole section of forest? And as I say that, I just produce flame in both my hands.
I like where you're going with this, Baylor, but I think let's just stand here for an hour not doing anything. Let's make it as boring as possible.
Well, are you guys in agreement on that, by the way?
I'm fine with chilling. Yeah.
Okay. As you guys stand there in silence and just sort of like kick rocks and sort of like just stand there mulling around, maybe occasionally chatting with each other, nothing really happens at all. You occasionally hear Basil giggling in the tree line. But then, Cedric, you suddenly feel Sizzle fidgeting a lot within your clothes. And he starts freaking out a bit. Oh, no!
You okay?
There's poop in here! It smells so bad!
You fucking kidding me?
Sid, get it out! Get it out!
Wait, what?
You let him poop in here, Sid! This is where I sleep!
Oh, that smells horrible.
I cast prestidigitation on Cedric when I hear that.
Guess what now?
You're clean. You don't have poop anymore.
I mean, I just start pondering, like, does he have this stored somewhere? I mean, he probably doesn't poop that often.
Sorry, what did we agree on? Just sitting down and making it boring?
Standing around for like an hour.
Alright, well, where's this shitty little fucking butterfly fella? I will shit on him. I'll bury him in my fucking turd. I'll suffocate him. Where the fuck is he?
You hear absolute maniacal laughter. Like, you hear him barreled over, just...
Can I sense where the sound is coming from?
It's the moment you hear one laugh, you hear another laugh, or the next laugh coming from a different rotation around the tree line. So it's
I'm
like
I'm not expecting to catch him or anything, but I do think Sid would charge.
It's constantly bouncing
And
around, but as he takes like one deep breath, you charge towards that direction, and as soon as you hit the tree line, you hear the laughter coming all the way from the other side of the tree line.
All right.
Oh man, I haven't had days like this in so long.
Also, could we talk?
Yeah, we've been talking for a bit. Anxie, what's up?
That's kind of affecting me negatively.
Oh.
So, we had a great talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were friendly.
Yeah.
Why do you hate us so much?
I don't. I think you guys are great.
If you thought we were great, you would have helped us get out of here.
Why would I do that?
Well, because you would have thought we were friends.
We are friends, me and you.
Well, wouldn't you help a friend out?
Why?
We really need to leave.
Then
See,
leave.
Lazo, we can't. You're preventing us from doing so. Okay,
Oh,
see,
man.
I understand it's funny. I understand you're having
Yeah.
the time of your life.
Yeah.
But the forest you live in
Mm-hmm.
is in danger.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
we're trying to help it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fun.
Sorry, I'm having so much fun.
You won't be having fun once the terrible people start coming here and
Oh.
start killing the forest.
Oh, yeah, there's like 0 chance of that happening. That's funny, though. Oh.
You know, some of them have started disturbing it, and we're trying to protect it.
Oh.
So, please, could you show us the proper way or stop messing with us?
I'm not messing with you.
Mm.
And one thing I do find funny is like how ugly you must be, considering you haven't even shown yourself to us. Like, the only reason I can think of doing that is like just really self-conscious about how you look.
Man, you really try anything. You really want to get out of here so bad, and you just you messed it up.
Also, you're saying you're not messing with us when you took a fucking shit on me. So, it's funny, but
I took a steamy shit on your chest.
how is that not messing with us? Huh? I don't know. I know you love being funny, but I just think you're mean. I just think you're
I'm
mean.
not mean. I'm just funny.
I know I'm not
listen,
supposed to use
I
it
don't
when
care
listening,
what you
but I
have to
really want to
say.
use it.
I don't care what you have to say. I'm just telling you right now. I think you're mean, and I'm sticking with that. Doesn't matter what you say. I just think you're a mean person, and I don't like you. And Sid sits down, with his how do you call that? Like his feet like crossed and then his hands as well, and he's just sitting there, like, but no expression on his face. And he just claimed that he finds the guy mean, and that he's a mean person, and he's done.
Oh man. Oh, you guys are great. You should come by again sometime. If you ever leave, that is.
Dude.
Oh. So what are you guys gonna have for dinner tonight? I will warn you, a lot of these plants, very poisonous. Oh.
Dude, Dex playing or like RPing a fucking pixie. I should have. I like yeah, sure. I'll do D&D with you, but just promise me to never be a pixie.
So, guys, what are you doing?
Ignoring him.
You really trying to do that?
You know.
Are there any birds around?
You can catch the occasional bird flying just above the canopy or something. Yeah.
I'm going to try and send an animal messenger.
Okay. Roll me an animal handling check to try and coo down the bird. Okay. The bird starts to swoop down and come towards you. It's sort of like making its way down through the canopy. And just as it starts to like breach the area where it would like almost be in reach of you, you watch as some kind of pinkish tentacle wraps its like tentacle around it. And you watch as this bird just goes as it slowly gets retracted back towards this plant. The same plant that you were watching last night, Anxie.
Can I Eldritch Blast plant?
Yeah, I want to produce flame and take a shot at the plant as well.
Okay. Oh, you've already rolled. Baylor roll as well. Okay. The Eldritch Blast fly up through the canopy and miss. Produce flame, however, though, you hurl it and it impacts right on the tentacle just close to the bird. And you watch as it sort of like recoils and instantly leashes the bird go. And the bird just starts like plummeting down. Do you want to try and catch it?
Yeah, I'll try catch the bird.
Alright, roll just a general dexterity check. You miss and poof, the bird just like impacts on the
Do you
ground.
not have inspiration? Or
I-
do you wanna?
I do. I'll use my inspiration to reroll and see if I can catch the bird.
Alright.
Not catching any birds
You
today.
can heal it either way. Hopefully it just doesn't die on impact.
The bird is alive and it's just there on the ground. It's not moving much.
Is Baylor on the ground as well?
Yeah. What are you doing, Baylor?
I'll put a little healing word into the bird.
Okay. As you cast Healing Word on this bird, you watch as it's a little orangey fiery embers surround it and then sink into it. You watch as one of its wings stretch outright and crick back into proper place, and it pulls it back to its side. It turns and looks up at you and comes and hops up towards you.
I'll just keep the bird in my hand. I'm not going to send it out while I'm worried it's going to get hurt again.
You know, Alex, you really fit in with these Zemians. It's so funny. You're like a wonky quartet. You guys are so funny. Look at them, they're so mad. They're so mad. Ah.
How close are the trees?
They're like 20 feet.
I mean, to each other. Like, how dense is it?
It's really dense, trees around here.
All I'm saying is I do have 2 bottles of oil. Like, if we're stuck here, we can go down the blaze of oil. I guess I could send Anxie to the Phalanx and see if he could find a way of getting us out.
What if not?
I mean, yeah, it's a last resort sort of thing. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's been like such a long time since I've had like Zemians here. God, I really do wish I was close to the tree line. You guys are so funny.
Why aren't you close to the tree line?
Nadra Telly told me I had to stay put here. I don't mind it though.
And how do you think the Netratelli are going to react when they find out that you're keeping one of their own?
I'm not keeping one of their own. You just can't find your way out. You get this. You failed at walking in a straight line.
We walked the perfectly straight line,
Yeah, sure.
and when we got to the bottom of the hill, we were magically transported back up here.
You were so good at walking in a straight line that you ended up back where you started.
I've got to ask. So there's technically you might not be keeping us here, but do you think druids are going to care?
Oh man, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go tell Mummy and Daddy?
Hey, I'm not the one who's decided to live in the middle of nowhere because the druids told him to.
Oh, you guys are great. You're so great. Please promise me you'll come back sometime. I've not laughed like this in so many years. Oh. The fact that you guys like so stubbornly just like stood here, you could just walk out at like any time, literally just pick a direction and walk, and it's oh man. Oh. It's so funny that you thought you were in a position of power. You're like, no, I'll give you that wand after we find a way out. Yeah, sure, dude. You're the one that's still stuck here. Because you can't walk in a straight line.
Yeah, and you're the one without the wand.
Oh. Wand or not, this is something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. Oh man. Oh, I'm crying. It's so funny. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
At this point, I should just like have a nap and just talk to my patron, like, bring about the end of the world or something, just to play with his pixie.
Oh. Oh man. Look at you all stood there. You really like trying to make a stand.
Dude, this is the most fucking annoying shit ever.
walk in any direction and you'll leave. You're so stupid. Oh, guys, please. I can barely see. My eyes are tearing up so much. Oh. You're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be so mad when you walk out of here and you just leave.
Okay.
So just for so we know he's invisible, but he's not immune. Can we just start hurling fireballs around the place to try and hit him? Pretty large range.
Well, the range is large. The impact is not as large.
What would those druids think if they found you burned down the woods?
Could you use sense thoughts to work out the direction and distance he's at a certain point and use that to direct your
The
fireball?
thing is, the pixie moves non-stop. Like, you hear it once behind you, and then he's like way ahead. Like, it doesn't fucking stop. That's the problem. We're not saying that in fucking character. Can you at least shut the fuck up for a minute?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Even when I'm like,
annoying.
I'm legit saying like, dude, this is annoying, and you just react in character, like, holy shit.
Like, I genuinely want to leave. It's so fucking annoying.
You know this pixie's gonna be laughing the entire time.
Yeah,
but
but
when we're talking out of
currently not
character,
talking
kind of
out
fun.
in character, and you're like,
All right, why don't you just leave then?
Okay, bye.
No, I mean like leave the hex. Go somewhere.
Because we're trying to think. Like, we don't want to get fucking back here.
Because if we leave the hex, we get 2 hours added on. We're already not even halfway to the druids, and we've spent more than half our time. So leaving or trying to leave is detrimental to our mission.
Mark off another hour of time and see if you guys been stood here for so long. Oh. Well, what's the plan, guys?
I guess we just go, Bo. Alright. Let's see what happens. Let's see what you have in store for us.
Just gonna be back here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sure.
You know. At least that way we know.
So which hex do you want to walk to?
Let's just try southwest, just to get out of this hex.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do that. We go southwest.
So you guys
Can we
start
at least
to.
pay attention in case something gets casted on us, or like
Sure.
direction
Roll
changes,
perception
or-
to keep like an eagle eye out. Okay. You guys start to make your way down the mountain in a southwesterly direction. Again, lots of dense trees and lots of flowers that you try to keep away from sometimes. You come across this one flower that's like, it's a big spiral, but it's like a square spiral that keeps like going out and out and out, and it's just this big fucking thing that's like 2 to 3 feet wide. It's just on the floor. As soon as one of you steps even remotely close to it, it springs and turns back into a circle. It's just the weirdest thing. But you guys start snaking away down the mountain. Someone roll me a d20, please. The entire time that you're walking down this mountain, the laughter is so maniacal. Like, he's truly, like, you can feel him like clawing at his face just by how funny he finds this. And as you snake your way down the mountain, you start to get like some even denser trees, and he just he just keeps laughing. You're gonna be so mad. And as you part through the really dense trees, you come out to the river, and the laughter gets even worse.
Cross over the river.
Sure, you all step into the river, I'm assuming quite eagerly, and you start to plow through the river, heading northwest. Could all of you roll a athletics check for me, please?
Before we do anything else, we mark that spot on the map for reasons.
Why is it fucking fucking hell? It shouldn't be disadvantage.
Do you have some kind of armor on?
It's the fucking rope. Since there is like no clothes, it's like
It
You
should
can
be.
see-
light armor, medium, or heavy. There's no other option.
Oh, there's
It's just-
no armor option?
Exactly.
Oh.
So because of that, I'm getting fucking disadvantage for no
Can you
reason.
just give yourself proficiency with light armor while you got that robe on, just to avoid the issue somewhere?
Yeah, it's a temporary fix, I guess. Okay, all of you immediately start wading through the water. As you do, the laughter just gets even worse. You start to wade through the water, and like none of the biting happens from before. You just start to wade through it. Some of you a bit slower than others, but from the tree line where you came from, you just hear the most crazed laughter you've ever heard as you make it to the other side of the river. 2 hours pass.
Hold on. Why are you DMing and then the voice is the voice of the PC?
Because I'm trying to piss you off.
It's so annoying. Good lord.
But you make it to the next hex over, and the laughter slowly fades as you walk off into the center of this hex.
Okay, let's head around and north of that tile we'll avoid, and we'll kill the unicorns on the way past.
I think actually that after that entire ordeal is actually a good time to wrap things up.
Okay, but
Because-
just no finesse session. We'll head past.
I
north
personally
and
have
we'll
become
kill
very
unicorns.
exhausted.
Good. Fucking piece of shit.
Alright, that's what we'll call it.